What's up? What's up? What's going on? TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, everybody, what's going on? It's Wheels here. It's morning time. We have the mug of coffee and we've got World of Warcraft. And I can't think of a better morning, to be honest with you. Oh yeah. What's going on here? Let's see here. Microphone, speakers. I wonder what this is coming through here. I don't think I wanted to use that. Probably just do this, maybe? I don't know. Wonder why it's pushing it through both things here. That's interesting. Speakers. Good stuff. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. It's like got it repeating in here twice. Never used to do that before, but now it's doing it, so that's cool. What if we just do that? No, we don't want to do that. But if we do that, we have no sound whatsoever, I don't think. Okay, okay, okay. We can work this out. What about now? It didn't work. Huh. Is that like a dumbass new feature that it's doing or what? Because that's good. That's a good question. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if it's supposed to be that way. Let's check. We can pull it up and see if it's too loud or what. Huh. Check that shit out in 5 seconds. Is everything... Oh, that sounds terrible. Hold on. The game's not nearly that loud. We do have a bit of an echo coming through, so I guess we're going to have to do just a little bit of figuring that out and why that's happening. Because there's definitely an echo. Definitely an echo. Single speaker internal playback. Internal playback shouldn't be on at all. That's the only thing I can think to do for right now until I can figure out what's going on with this nonsense. Wonder if it sounded like that shit last night too. That's fine. Doesn't much matter. Okay. I love how this is fucking acting like it doesn't know what I'm talking about. Much better. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know if that made any difference. Nope. Not a single difference. Hmm. What if I just do it like this and see what happens? Maybe that works.
Maybe that works. Maybe that works.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just have to do it like that, I think. And we'll let it do it that way, and then it'll work as long as everybody can hear my beautiful voice. I don't think it matters much, does it? I don't think it's gonna matter at all. As long as we're happy. Yeah, we're just gonna roll with it like that, I think. Spent too much time worried about it already. Too much time worried about it. Can we chill these lights out a little bit? I don't think there's any need for them to be that bright. I don't need to, like, singe my fucking corneas. All right. Okay. Okay. Good stuff. Now we're good to go. Now we can play the game. Infinite Research. Let's do a Halls of Valor if we can. I need to probably switch back over to... Well, it might take longer, but if we do a specific dungeon, just say we want to do Halls of Valor. I'll do it as Shadow. I mean, it'll take longer, but we just need to amass more power. We're going to escort Mr. Ferrandis here. Mr. Ferrandis.
I should never have opposed Queen Ishara.
Let's get to going.
I am taking my leave, Night Watchers.
Let's rock it.
Though I doubt you will miss me.
Don't call me a Night
Stay
Watcher.
close. Do not leave my side.
Oh, that coffee is hitting. Fucking
How long has this
hitting
road
it.
been flooded? I must have the groundskeepers attend to it.
Well, it's probably been flooded for a minute, Ferrandis. Let's be honest, big dog.
You have some nerve showing your face around here.
I'm sorry. Hero, where are you going?
I'm right here, dog. Relax. Jesus.
Look out!
Why am I even here? Why does he need me to escort him?
You did this to us, Ferrandis.
I'm gathering Ferrandis, not a popular dude.
What I thought was right.
Not a popular guy.
Watch out!
I got him. Huh.
Where are you?
Just picking up stuff. Wild. We're Gucci Ferriondos.
Thaldris, my trusted captain.
Hold right there. We will not let you into Narthalis again. Not after what happened last time.
I beg your forgiveness, Thaldris.
Yeah, I don't think anybody likes this cat.
You denied us the release of death.
Where is the Tide Stone. Speak, you fool!
Wait for me to tell you.
Enough of this! The Tide Stone will be ours!
I'm over here fucking shitting and getting it, showing her the business, and this is what happens. She just freezes me and disappears. Brogoth. Ooh. Never passing up that free bronze, homie. Hey, there's a rare up here. Oh shit. Meant to have more control over when we were going to actually attack him, but I like to try to do the heroic fucking world tier here, but for whatever reason, man, I sometimes feel like I'm not pushing out enough damage. My survivability might be a little wonk. But I think it's also fair to point out that I don't really know how to play Shadow Priest. So I would say that probably has something to do with it. But it didn't matter, because we still killed him. Him still dead. Funk yeah.
Failure. Fool.
Oh, motherfucker, exactly how I feel.
Stop. Stop the voices, I beg you. It is through you that I will have redemption. Come with me.
Take me to the Tide Stone, please. Will I not just inherently fucking heal over time? Oh god. Ferondis, kill that bitch. Dude, he's pumping out some damage.
I am truly sorry.
I want him to go with me everywhere. He's like three-shotting these things. Why am I here? He does not need my help. Well, fucking hell. Ferondis, look. Look what's happened. Look what's happening. Look at that. And then he just calls out a fucking fire from the sky. Fantastic. Ferondis is the man. Everybody hates him, but I think he's fucking badass.
Here, the Narthalos Academy. This is where it all happened.
How you liking SP this season? I am thinking of playing it for Mythic War Within.
Good luck.
So, I'm going to be completely honest with you, bud. I don't know anything about Shadow Priest. I just leveled this guy on Legion Remix. It's cool. I definitely like the way that it looks aesthetically. I think it will play good. But as far as like pushing higher content and stuff with it, I don't know how that would work. I could see where it would be very, very good in like Mythic Plus and stuff like that. So I mean, go for it. I'm pretty sure they'd be pretty viable. But me personally, I just leveled this guy because I'd never played a priest before, pretty much in my entire WoW career. So. But as of right now, it's really fun. But this is also Legion Remix, and so I'm overpowered.
What do you
as
play?
Crazy. I play Prop Paladin. Yeah, I play a Prop Paladin in retail because I mostly tank. And I started tanking because, honestly, I got tired of waiting for Mythic Plus groups, you know, getting rejected and rejected and rejected. And there's a tank shortage, so I pretty much get, you know, instantly invited to any groups I apply for. So
You.
yeah. Prop Paladin is pretty fun.
Yeah, I
but
wish I enjoyed tank or healer.
yeah, it's tough to get into because the community can be so toxic towards tanks and healers. Pretty much they always catch the blame if a key gets bricked or whatever. So I definitely feel you there. It's a lot of responsibility, and people tend to not want to do that because of how shitty people can be about it. But fortunately, I'm pretty decent as a tank. So most of the time I can avoid that. But man, I'm telling you what, if the changes in Midnight hold up, Prop Paladin does not look good or even viable. So I may end up switching to the Priest or, something of similar. I might end up switching DPS, but actually what I think I want to do, I want to try out Disc Priest Atonement Healing.
What makes tanking fun for you? I want to try to get into it.
Tanking for me is fun for the simple fact that I control the pace of the dungeon and stuff like that. Especially when Mythic Plus, you're kind of in control of the grouping, positioning, and the pathing. I like that, so I can control the pace usually, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of fun. DPS is always about, hey, are you doing enough damage and stuff like that? I never really did healing and stuff like that, but for me, when I started tanking, I just enjoy controlling kind of the pace that everybody's moving at and the positioning of everything. And I don't know, I just enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Plus, as a prop paladin, I can put out pretty good damage too. So, but I also play like Blood DK and prop warrior a little bit, but I just main the prop paladin.
Before you lies your next trial.
Ooh, little headpiece action there. But don't let toxic players in this game keep you from trying tanking or healing or something like that. Don't do that, man. Because it's your $15 a month. You play the game the way that you want to play it, and I guarantee you, like you'll have fun with it. And if somebody gives you shit or talks shit, just ignore them. Who cares? You'll probably never play with that person again anyway. Just play the game how you want to play it. If you want to try out tanking, do it. It's a lot of fun, and you can work your way up to the harder content. Obviously, pretty much anybody can face roll through heroic and normal dungeons, Then you start at the lower keys and stuff like that. But the most important thing about tanking is getting the right path so that you're making sure you're getting count. You want to make sure that you're getting count and stuff like that so that you don't get to the last boss and you still have 10% count and stuff like that you need. So once you get a good path worked out and you know the pulls, you know what packs you're pulling together, you know what mobs are dangerous and stuff like that, especially if you're in a group with comms and stuff like that, you can get interrupt chains figured out, whatever. Once you get all that down, it's really not hard to tank. It's actually harder to tank pugs because you're not in comms and you don't know, here's the thing. You might get in there and you have a path that you and your group runs that works perfectly for you, but it's not the most common pug path, and then everybody expects you to do it this way, and then they're just like, well, the last tank pulled these mobs, and it's like, okay, but I skipped this or that over here. So it's all about finding what's going to work best for you, what you can feel comfortable pulling, because each tank pulls differently, right? I mean, as a prop paladin, I can't exactly pull like I'm a prop warrior. Prop warriors can ignore a whole shit ton of damage. As a prop paladin, I've got a whole lot of things I have to have up and set up before I can ignore a lot of damage like that. So you'll just do different pulls. But I highly recommend, appreciate the hearts, man. Thank you. But I highly recommend, if you want to get into tanking, get into tanking. Don't let any sort of anxiety or anything about it stop you from doing it. Because it's fun. It's fun. Because it kind of looks like Blood DK is looking pretty freaking good.
What do you think is best tank to play?
Well, as of right now in the game, as it currently stands, I mean, Any of them are viable. I prefer Prot Paladin because of the play style, but Prot Warrior is very good. They put out a lot of damage, and they don't they ignore a shit ton of damage, you know, stuff like that. Prot Paladin's very, very good. I've heard a lot of people say that Brewmaster Monk is in a pretty good place. I really think it's up to your play style. See, I try not to get into that whole what's the best meta class, because honestly, if we're being completely honest here, meta classes do not matter until you're wanting to push like fucking plus 20 keys and stuff like that, okay? If you're doing MDI type shit, sure, you know, you can do that. You can really lock in your meta comp, but if you're not doing that and you're just wanting to clear 10s or 12s or 14s or whatever, you do not need meta classes in order to do that. You don't need meta comps in order to do that. Every class is viable, in my opinion. The funnest tank, for me, is Prot Paladin because of the way it plays, but I also enjoy Prot Warrior. I've played a little bit of Blood DK. It's actually looking pretty good for Midnight. I'm probably going to play it a little bit more to get more familiar with it.
Mighty Fenrir stalks these grounds.
But even Guardian Druid, you know, it's got a different play style, but it's, you know, it's fun as well. So I really think it comes down to your
What's
personal.
Midnight?
Midnight's
the next expansion for WoW coming out. Comes out first of next year, probably February, Marchish.
Shockwave.
Okay, my boy is sprinting across the map over here. Look at him. Look at him go.
Run out.
I didn't mean to run into that. Oh. Jesus Christ. Dude pulled the whole dungeon and totally meant to.
Stop casting.
Oh.
Shockwave.
This is definitely going to be a good time for this. All right. That had me worried for a second. We pulled a whole bunch of nonsense.
Shockwave.
Oh dang, didn't realize I took a break for a little bit, started WoW for the first time a year ago.
Yeah, yeah. So so you started playing for the first time a year ago? So right when, I guess, when this expansion came out?
Phase 2.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. So yeah, Midnight is the second part of the World Soul
Stop
Saga
casting.
trilogy of expansions that they have coming out to kind of finish up the
Run out.
the main storyline of WoW. And I believe everything, it's in alpha testing right now, and I think beta testing will probably start sometime in December, which means we're probably looking at a February, March release. And they're changing quite a bit. The game's going to probably look and feel a lot different than it currently does. We're probably losing most of our combat add-ons. Looks like a lot of the classes are being heavily simplified. But I'm withholding judgment because A, I'm not a part of the alpha test, and B, it is an alpha test. And that's not a good metric to judge the
Imagine
final
Blizzard
result.
did this during BFA.
What, did all the changes and stuff in Battle for Azeroth? Yeah, no, listen, Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands were a couple of the worst expansions that they put out, in my opinion. Now, this is coming from a guy that's played for the last 20 years. You know, I've been playing WoW since Burning Crusades. And in my opinion, for someone who's heavily invested in the story and stuff of WoW, A, that made the expansions bad, but also the gameplay wasn't the best, right? You know, I hated Torghast.
Sorry, did the 3 expansions for BFA.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, they spread that story out along 3 expansions. Is that what you mean?
Your cries of anguish will echo through eternity.
There was a lot of story they tried to fit in Battle for Azeroth. I thought the idea of Battle for Azeroth was going to be really good because I actually want to see a return to the faction war, because that doesn't exist anymore. But when I first started playing WoW, you know, you were either Horde or Alliance, and we didn't play nice together. But, you know, modern WoW is obviously, factions really don't matter. I mean, hell, you can be in the same guild, same dungeon and raid groups. I mean, it's essentially doesn't even matter at this point. So for me, I like the idea, because in Battle for Azeroth, it was like, hey, You know, we're really getting back to the putting the war back in Warcraft. And then that lasted for a whole expansion, and then it kind of they stopped doing that, and now it's back to basically, hey, we're all friends again, and I don't know, you know, it's called World of Warcraft, not World of Peacecraft, but that's just a personal preference. I get the idea, you know, if your friends are on one faction and you're on the faction, it makes it a lot easier so people don't have to faction change and do all that stuff to play together. I get it. Just don't like it.
No, I too have proved my worth.
I dig this void form right here. It looks fucking sick.
Skovald, these mortals dare not challenge my claim to the ages. The vanquishers have already taken
Coffee's hitting real good this morning, fellas and ladies and whomever.
Your protest comes too late.
Force them to wear the Halloween masks to play cross-faction haha.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you pop on the Halloween mat. That actually starts today, I think. Hallow's End starts today, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll have to do some Hallow's End stuff. I don't really have much that I need to do for that because I got the Headless Horseman's mount last year, and I finished the achievement to get the Hallowed title. So there's not much I need to do, but I always like doing that stuff. I always like the holiday stuff they got in this game. Dude, this Demon Hunter's just cranking.
You added some candy drops on Classic HC.
Classic hardcore, man. I tell you what, that is a phenomenal idea that they put into the game. Well, I mean, it wasn't really their idea. I know that those types of servers existed, and then Blizzard co-opted the idea. They're like, hey, that's actually a hilarious thing. I can't do it, though. I can't do it. I would destroy my entire office setup here. I don't see how people do it, man. They get a character to like 54 after all that grinding, and then they fucking fall off a cliff or some shit. Dude, I couldn't do it. I played hardcore with a few friends. I think I got to level 29, died in a really ridiculous manner, and I folded. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing it again. But I respect the people that do. I respect the people that can play hardcore. That is not for me, but hey.
Yeah, it's sad, man. He fell off a building and never used that rested XP.
That's what I'm saying. Falling off a building, dying to some crazy shit like that, and then you're just like, great. All this time spent. I mean, don't get me wrong. The people that fucking get all the way to 60, and then they're like raiding Molten Core and stuff like that, and they get to the final boss, and they're about to clear the final boss, and they fucking die on it. I couldn't do it, dude. I literally... it would break me. So I just figured probably best for me not to put a lot of time into hardcore. But I respect the shit out of anybody that can do it. If you can play classic hardcore and you can deal with losing your characters and stuff like that, I've got the utmost respect for you.
My problem I have is it's hard for me to pick a class cause I want to push high keys.
Well,
Nax is out on HC and they doing it.
Yeah, I saw where people were doing Nax on
So I look at meta picks.
Well, I would have. So to answer your question, Landon, as far as like you want to look at a meta class and stuff like that, that's fine. And if you want to push high keys, that's okay. But like I'm saying, unless you're planning on pushing like the top, like plus 18 and higher and stuff like that, you don't need to play a meta class. I'm being completely honest. You don't have to do that. You can easily do 15s and 16s with any class in the game. It's all about if you're good at the class. Because here's the thing. You could pick a meta class, but if you're trash at it, it's no longer meta, right? But if you pick a class you're comfortable playing and you're good at it, I will take a non-meta class who knows how to play that class over someone who picked a meta class just because it's meta any day of the week. And I stand by that because, trust me, you can push 15, 16s and stuff like that, and you do not have to be meta in order to do it. And to answer your question, Edward, I saw that.
What item LVL do you think I need to start running Mythics in Legion Remix? Finally, just got to 600.
If you're 600, you should be perfectly fine to run Mythics. To start them anyway, you know. But... case in point, with the WoW community. Love this game, played it for many years, but something that I'm sure you guys have also noticed, people are very particular. Even though you don't need to be fucking 700 item level, they'll still be like, hey, we're doing this mythic plus 10, but you have to be 700 item level. It's like, okay, well, I don't know why, but fine. Everybody wants the cream of the crop all the time, and they don't care to ostracize players and make other players' experiences kind of shit when they do that. So that's why I like to play tank or healer, because at that point they don't have much of a choice, which is why there is a tank and healer shortage, is because they just don't like toxic players, and there's quite a few of them. That's one of the only drawbacks of the game, is sometimes the community can be kind of ass, if I'm being honest.
Hey man, 3 seconds too long is his IDK 700 GS.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe. $700 gear score. But I think, like, some of the changes that are probably going to show up at midnight. Oh, I'm on her. I got to be careful here. I'm on heroic world tier. I wasn't paying attention. With the changes and stuff coming in midnight, I think you might see some relaxing of that. They're making tanks and healers easier to play. Healers mainly. Like, what they're changing with healers looks insane. So it might make healers more approachable. More people will play healers. You'll get rid of that healer shortage, I think. Tanks, I don't know that they're making them easier to play. They could be. They're definitely simplifying several of them. But they're also changing the way combat works in the game too. So there's a whole lot changing with Midnight. And I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse. But like I said, I'm going to withhold judgment on that until we see what the game actually looks like. But I think you should be good to start running the mythics and stuff at your 700 item level right now. Or 600, I mean. But see, here's the thing. 740 is max in Legion Remix. So requiring anybody to be 700 for any content is kind of stupid. Because it's like, fucking, why? A lot of the groups I've noticed right now are people who exploit
Yeah, I think I am going to give it a shot today.
Yeah, you should. You should, man.
I had a blast on Outlaw Rogue last season.
Outlaw Rogue. Dude, I never could figure out Roll the Bones. That's why I never played my Rogue. Like, I have one. He's level 80. And I just never could. I never could get good with that whole Roll the Bones sequence and stuff like that. That was a class that I was happy to not continue playing. Because I know you pretty much had to have an add-on, right, in order to play the class properly, to min-max the, when to re-roll and stuff on that. Or at least that was my experience.
How do you like Shadow Priest? I play Vengeance and Guardian tanks.
Shadow Priest is pretty fun. Now, granted, I've only ever played Shadow Priest.
Yeah, you do. It helps.
Yeah. I've only ever played Shadow Priest in Legion Remix. I've never played it in retail. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I like it, and I might main the priest in Midnight, but I don't know if I'll main it as Shadow. I think I might try to give Atonement Healing a shot, because I really want to try healing next expansion, because I've never really done healing. Seriously, I've only ever tanked or DPS. But right now,
is the one-button rotation working?
I'm not using the one-button rotation right now. I haven't tried it on Shadow Priest. I might give it a shot later, but I'm not using it right now. Listen, I think the one-button rotation is a great addition to the game for people who want to play the game for its story and its lore, and they just want to have a good time and not have to focus too much on their rotation and stuff like that. I died. I don't think that it deserved the hate that it got, and I don't think that it's one of the things that pissed me off the most about that was that somebody created an add-on to track if other players were using it, and I think that that's like borderline fucking predatory and not okay. because that is a good way for them to just call out people being like, okay, you're using this thing that's in the game to help people play the game, and we want to call you out. I'm a big supporter of that. I think that's okay to have in the game, because I'll tell you what, I use it sometimes if I'm just questing or something, or I'm just, you know, chilling, doing like really easy, simple content, and I just want to like turn my brain off. I'll use that shit. I'm not using it now because I do want to actually learn how to play Shadow Priest, but it's probably working. Here, let's since you asked, let's pull her up here, and let's put it down here on number 2 for a second. We'll spam. We'll kill a few mobs with it. We'll put it on the bar here, and we'll give it a shot. Let me fucking heal myself here, because I'm playing on heroic world tier, man, as a cloth wearer. If you pull too much aggro on some nonsense. All right, here we go. Cast that, cast that. Okay, so it's wanting to do... Seems to be, but I don't think it's working properly. I don't think it's applying Devouring Plague. I don't think it's using Void Eruption appropriately, but I could be wrong here. I have to see what cooldowns it does or doesn't use. There are some cooldowns that it does not use correctly. Let's see. I can pull that up right now, actually. Let's see if I can. All right, let's see. Rotation assist loss, blah, 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 blah. It should tell you the cooldown section. Okay, so it doesn't use Dark Ascension, Void Eruption, or Power Infusion, which I didn't figure that it did. I didn't figure it used any of those. So Void Eruption I would have to use, you know, on cooldown on my own. It seems to not use that. Let's see here. Everything else it apparently will use inside the rotation, so you just have
I just like to compete with people on DPS charts, makes it fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, and that's the competitive aspect of the game, and I think people should enjoy that aspect of the game. I think that's fine. There's nothing wrong with competing with people as far as like damage and stuff goes on the charts. There's nothing wrong with wanting to play your class at the top level. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Remix?
Yes, sir. This is Remix. Welcome in. How are you? Old Who Dat. What's going on, Who Dat? Yeah, we're playing a little Legion remix this
Good
morning.
got my pally to 53.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. There you go. Pallies are pretty fucking crunchy in remix. Hearing that prop paladins are basically soloing like fucking plus 40s and shit like that. So that's pretty badass. Is this up or down? It says it's down. I don't know where the hell it's supposed to be, dog. I can't get through these doors. Oh. Oh, I got a nice little hat on. Look at that. Hell yeah. Good
luck, friend. A shot for love.
Oh, hell. Nailed it. My aim is impeccable. Kind of. Could you imagine if you actually had to aim spells and shit in this game? Dog. That would be wild.
What do you think the hardest DPS spec is to play? NGL, I hated that mission in particular, lol.
Yeah,
You got
same
the
here.
aim of the neighborhood one iCat.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. The hardest one, Landon. I don't know. I haven't played enough. I haven't played all of them enough recently to be able to tell you that. For me personally, Rogue was the hardest DPS spec to play. For me personally. However, I'm pretty sure Arcane Mage is pretty difficult. It's got a pretty steep learning curve. But I don't play a whole lot of DPS because I tank most of the time, so I'm probably not the person to ask for that. Yeah, Alberto, I don't particularly like this mission, but it would very much be a case of this game would be a hell of a lot more difficult if you actually had to aim your spells or aim like if the hunters had to actually aim their arrows and shit. That would be tough. Oh, excuse me. Oh, we can't skip this cinema. Oh no, this is never mind. Oh hell. Oh, I do remember this though. This is.
Do you know if we getting a new class next year?
Not a new class, but you are getting a new spec for Demon Hunters. Demon Hunters are getting the Devourer class, which is like a mid-range caster type class.
We need Classic Plus.
Hey, I'm not gonna disagree with
DPs?
that. Yes, it is a DPS. It's a DPS spec. I'm gonna take this one button rotation off. I don't want to use that anymore. Devourer class to me is like it looks like a mid-range DPS, kind of like caster / melee. Kind of operates within 25 to 30 yards.
Oh, interesting. Def be trying that.
Yeah, you should check it out. They got a whole bunch of videos and stuff of it up on YouTube. A lot of the alpha testers are playing it. It looks like a lot of fun. Looks really cool too. Classic Plus, Chris. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think Classic Plus would be a great addition to the game. Kind of seems
What
like
is it
Blizzard,
called, Ema? Look it up.
in my opinion, I would say that Classic Plus is probably on the docket. It's probably coming, seeing as how they're, kind of shutting down Project Epoch and Ascension and what was it, Turtle WoW and stuff like that. The fact that they're really cracking down on that, I think that's probably very much in the future because there's nowhere else they can go with Classic, and they honestly can't keep making Classic servers of each expansion. They're going to eventually catch up, and it's kind of redundant at that point. It's called Devourer, Landon. It's Devourer Demon Hunter.
Sorry, feel bad. My messages keep interrupting you, lol.
No, you're good. You're good. I have the whole text-to-speech thing on to make sure I don't miss any.
My Classic Plus is a return to the original gameplay of Classic, but use the updated engine.
I think that's what they'll probably do if they create it. They'll use the updated engine. They'll probably keep a lot of the same abilities and stuff. But if you've noticed, the changes that are coming
But
in Midnight...
IGTG, thank you for all the info.
No, you're good, brother. You're good. Hey, appreciate the follow, big dog. Thank you. Here, I can easily... Watch this. Watch this. Check this out. I'll just disable that. That way you don't have to worry about it. It's all good. See, I normally have text-to-speech on because I don't get this many homies in here hanging out with me. So first of all, everybody in here, I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me. So normally I'll get 1 or 2 messages an entire stream. But you guys stopping by and saying hello means the world. Anytime. You want to stop in, ask questions. It's what I'm here for, man. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. But hey, Chris, to your point, yeah, I think 100% Classic Plus could look like pretty much using the same engine, stuff like that, but the playstyle of Classic. But if you look at what they're doing in Midnight, is they're simplifying the game. And a lot of the gameplay that's going to be pretty similar to a lot of the gameplay in Classic. I don't know if Blizzard's on the same track as that because they're getting rid of the need for add-ons and stuff like that. I don't know. We might see that. We might see a kind of return to the gameplay of Classic. What I would like to see, which I don't know if it's possible at this point just because it's a different generation of player. Obviously it's not 2005 anymore, but You know, WoW has kind of lost that traditional MMO feeling to it. You know, and that doesn't mean that I don't like retail WoW as it is now. I like the in-game content. Okay, in-game content was pretty much non-existent in classic WoW. It just wasn't there. You know, once you got your character maxed out and got everything that you needed, you logged on once a week to clear a raid, and that was about it. There was nothing else that needed doing, and you didn't do anything else. So I like where in-game is at now, but if they could sort of adapt the two, and maybe that's what they're trying to do, if they could really try to adapt the two to where you actually felt like you had that MMO experience. See, the thing is, in my opinion, is leveling is kind of, at this point, leveling is obsolete in retail WoW. Leveling a character doesn't even matter. It takes, you can do it in a day or an afternoon. I enjoyed the leveling experience of Classic because that was a lot of fun. You had to explore the world you were in, and you explored it with new people and stuff like that. What I would like to see, I'm going to tell you what I would like to see for the future of WoW, and the prediction is that I think by the end of the last Titan, we're going to see the destruction of Azeroth, most likely. I don't know in what capacity. I don't know if it's going to fucking blow up. I don't know if the Titan World Soul at the center of Azeroth is going to, you know, be fully realized and it's going to do its thing. But I think we'll have the destruction of Azeroth, and I think that for WoW 2, or the future of World of Warcraft, is going to be somewhere else, on a different planet, somewhere else. We're all going to get teleported there and start a brand new story in brand new zones and stuff that we have to relearn, because everything is already known about Azeroth, and ultimately there's only so many fucking continents we can discover on Azeroth. Okay, we started out with Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, then we discovered Northrend, and then we discovered the Broken Isles, and then we've got Pandaria, and then we've got all these different places. There's only so many new continents we can find. So it's not in OBS. So for the TikTok, it's called Tickfinity. Tickfinity is just a free access. You get on, you download an account there, and you can attach it to your TikTok, and it'll read out text to speech if you want it to. I have it turned off now because I had enough of you guys come in here and hang out with me. That your messages were coming through so fast that I couldn't answer everybody. But yeah, it's just called Tickfinity. Yeah, Chris. So that's a lot of people's experience. You know, they played the Burning Crusades or whatever 18 years ago, kind of step back, and then they bring back the version of the game that people. I mean, Vanilla WoW is probably the most loved version of the game through the old Warcraft heads. I mean, that's what a lot of people agreed on. And when they announced Classic, I remember the community going fucking crazy. But what they couldn't do, they could not recreate the exploration and the discovery of everything in the game, because by that point, everybody already knew everything that needed doing. You knew what the best gear was. You knew what the best way to level was, or the best way to do things was. The first time anybody ever played WoW, they had no idea what the hell they were doing. You had people running, you know, the worst fucking stats or whatever on their weapons or on their gear because they had no idea what was good or what was bad. And that's what I feel like we miss from the game now. But you can't change that, obviously. You can't, nothing that's known can be unknown. So I think particularly in that aspect, I think that's, you know, that's what the game kind of lost. Oh yeah, I think Classic Plus we'll probably see that. I think we will see Classic Plus in the future. For sure. Like, I think that that'll definitely happen. I think the fact that they have really cracked down on some of the private servers, you know, Turtle WoW and Ascension and Epoch and all those and stuff like that, tells me that they don't want any competition and stuff like that. They don't want people playing that. They want people playing a, you know, Blizzard version of it. So I think that that's probably in the works. I think that's very, very possible. And who knows, they may even co-opt some of those people and bring them online and be like, hey, we like what you're doing, we like your ideas, but we had to basically threaten legal action to get you to stop what you were doing and come to the table. And maybe that's what'll happen. What the fuck am I missing here? Brother Bent, what is going on? How are you this morning, sir? Oh, this is pissing me off. Could somebody please, for the life of me, tell me? It's the one in the it's this one right here. Okay, that was a little ridiculous. Dude, I'm doing great. Just a little wow and coffee stream, man. Yeah, Chris, and that's a lot of people's experience with retail is it's too much. It's like Classic has no in-game content, right? You know, like I mentioned earlier, you get max level. It might take you a long ass time to get all the best gear, grinding and stuff like that. But once you kind of get to that point, you log on once a week and you raid, right? Some people probably share the same sentiment with you that maybe retail has too much to do and it's a little overwhelming. I like the fact that they've sort of conditioned it to where you don't have to do everything in retail. Retail is all about how much do you want to play the game. You know, there's different levels that you can play the game. Obviously, there's the normal levels, there's the heroic levels, and then there's Mythic level. And then you go into Mythic Plus, and that's why they've staggered the tokens and the gear levels and stuff like that, that you can always push higher, but you don't feel like you have to. And trust me, there's plenty of people that play at all levels of the game. I always tell people to make sure that you play the game the way that you want to play it, the way that brings you joy, that makes you happy and stuff like that. And don't ever feel obligated to try to do higher end content if you don't want to.
Elune Adore, be careful.
There's a lot to do though in the game. You don't even have to do Mythic Plus or raiding and stuff like that. You could really, you know, sink into the whole delves, which is the whole pretty much single player experience of it. You could do that. You could mount farm. You could transmog farm. WoW can be a cozy game if you want it to be, or it can be a very sweaty game. Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, I agree. Legion Remix is a whole hell of a lot of fun, and it's a good way to kind of gap us between, you know, this current season of War Within before we get to the pre-patch of Midnight. It's a good way to keep people busy, keep them doing something. Because I've kind of pushed as far as I'm planning on pushing right now in Season 3. Okay, I'm getting rolled by this guy. I keep forgetting I'm on Heroic World Tier. Good God. Here, we'll take care of this guy. So there's not a whole lot pulling me into playing retail right now, like Season 3. I mean, I might get on there and do a little bit. Appreciate the follow, man. Thank you. But yeah, Remix is tons of fun. Mop Remix was pretty fun too, and I think they will keep doing this. I think they'll probably do Plunder Storm again. I think there's some people that really enjoy that, but I say we'll probably get another remix. I'm kind of curious though as to what the next remix might be, because they jumped from Mist to Pandaria and they skipped Warlords and they went to a Legion remix, which made the most sense because it was the most asked and talked about. But I can't see, I don't know, maybe Battle for Azeroth, but I doubt it. I don't know. That wasn't a particularly loved expansion, at least not for me anyway. They could go back and remix other ones. They remixed Mist of Pandaria. They could do a Wrath remix, I suppose, but they already had Wrath Classic, so I don't know if that's too redundant or not.
Peace be with you.
But yeah, I think we'll get these. Well, me and Chris, I don't think he's in here anymore, but we were talking about, you know, looking at, you know, what they might do for Classic Plus. And I think that's absolutely coming in the future. Might be a few years, but I think that's definitely something that we'll probably be seeing in the future is Classic Plus, just because of how they've been treating the. All right, well, I got deleted right there. How they've been treating the private server community. You know, they're issuing a whole lot of legal action against these guys, basically saying, hey, shut your stuff down, is because they're probably going to unveil. It's probably, I would honestly expect an announcement from it for BlizzCon next year. Or is BlizzCon this year? When is the next one? Let's look that up. I want to make sure I'm correct here. Okay, yeah, BlizzCon is not this year, next year. It's 2026. You wish they would have brought back the ability to earn Mage Tower forms, dog. You're preaching to the choir here. Yeah, I wanted the artifact weapon appearances, to be honest with you. But listen, I understand why they didn't. It would cheapen what people who did the content back when it was live, when it was retail, it would have cheapened their achievement, and so I do understand why they didn't. So I understand why they didn't, but at the same time, what they might do is if we ever end up making it to Legion Classic, which I don't know if we're going to keep getting classic versions of old expansions. Like, I know we're currently on Classic Mist of Pandaria, but there's going to come a point where it gets really redundant and then the expansions get too close. And then you just have people split between playing an expansion ago versus the current expansion. But if they ever make it to like Legion Classic or something like that, they'll probably be in that version of the game. But of course, that won't transfer over to your retail characters unless they decide to stop making classic versions of old servers and then transferring them over. But I agree with you. I wanted the artifact appearances and stuff like that. I wanted to get all the weapons and stuff for my paladin. So I was a little bummed and let down about that. But they did give us quite a few pretty cool cosmetics that we can get here in Legion Remix between the various different transmogs and weapons and stuff they've added in and a bunch of cool mounts. So I feel like they've taken pretty good care of us in that regard. Oh, yeah, 100% agree. It's a definite W for me as well. No, so the artifact appearances, so they are just not the Mage Tower ones, Corn Dog. Just the really cool ones, probably the coolest ones you could get from the Mage Tower challenge. It's not in Remix. Which kind of makes sense because A, as overpowered as people are, they would just face roll through the Mage Tower, which, by the way, Mage Tower appearances, they were difficult to get back when Legion was live. Mage Tower was no joke. It's still no joke. You can go and do it in retail, but you can't get the appearances even in retail now because they removed it from the game. Even if you try to do it now, it's still a little bit of a challenge. But yeah, back when it was current, man, I tell you what, that was a hell of a challenge. Yeah, and that's what we were just talking about, Corn Dog. I think if they just allowed people to get them in Remix, it would kind of cheapen the people that had got them last time. Hey, man, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Oh, crap.
How perfectly convenient.
I've been trapped, boys.
The brainless oaf led us right to the Stone.
Exactly, and that's another thing is that if they start putting, I'm having a great day, Mr. Star. Is that Mr. Starsky? Mr. Starsky? Yeah, if they start putting exclusive or difficult to earn mounts or weapons and stuff like that in trading posts, then yeah, I think I can see why that's going to piss people off, and it would piss me off too, because it's like, I fucking grinded to get this shit, 10 years ago, breaking the old back to get it, and then now they're giving it away for trader tender, which is ridiculous. Dog, will you please let me go? Let go of me. Come on. We're going. Let's go. All right, this guy doesn't... Okay, now he wants to escape. What are we doing? This guy gets it. Hold on.
Yes.
We got to wait till Ferrandis gets over here.
May the power of the
Got to wait till our
arcane be with
ghostly savior gets over here and takes care of us.
you. Guilt overcame me. I could not simply wait while you fought.
Oh, shit, I get to play as him, huh? So we get fireballs.
I resolved
Whoa.
to follow you into the academy.
That's how we do it. Oh, dude, yeah, AOTC mounts, or if they start giving away any of the things like that, like anything, like you said, gladiator mounts and stuff like that, dog, that would be rough.
Doesn't awaken, Parjesh.
You talking about the remix? No, this is Legion remix. They did a
I followed them as closely as I
Mr.
dared.
Pandaria remix, but that was last year. This is Legion remix. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever make it to where people can get Gladiator or ahead of the curve or cutting edge mounts in the trading post. I think they know that people will throw a fit if that were to happen. And I would too. I've got several ahead of the curve mounts and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, though, I never did quite get any Gladiator mounts. I never was great at PvP in this game, and I'm not going to lie. I did play, the most PvP that I ever played was back, I think, in kind of the Mista Pandaria era and stuff like that. And I was decent, but I was never that good. Then they gave away the Feldrake. That's fair. That is fair. It could get to that point. I don't know. But I think WoW's going to completely restructure after the last Titan. I think they are setting the stage for what the game is going to look like, what it's actually going to look like for a potential WoW 2 right now, with the changes that are coming in Midnight, and then they'll probably roll out some more stuff in Last Titan, and they're really going to set the stage for the future of the game and how they want it to work and operate, which is going to get away from the way that it's kind of been working for the past several years. But it's all about, in my opinion, obviously attracting a new type of player, because for a lot of people, WoW's too daunting. But I do agree with the sentiment that they are probably within the next 10 years looking at a console type port. I think that's very possible. Yeah, how they're going to keep veteran players invested, I don't know. I don't even know that they're trying to appeal to veteran players or not, because if you think about it, the average age of a WoW player, I would guarantee you, is like in their 30s at this point. I would guess that, because you got to think the people that played the game as teenagers and into their adults and the college year players and stuff. I mean, you're looking at like 30 to 60 is probably the most common WoW player age, right? And they have to be able to, in my opinion, attract younger players, the guys that are out there that are all they want to play is like, Warzone, or I don't even know, whatever the top FPS is that people are playing. They're trying to attract a younger audience, I guess, into a different type of game that they're not used to playing. But you just see what they're doing with housing. Okay, they're trying to make the game operate the same way that like newer MMOs are trying to operate. The Final Fantasy, you've got New World that's doing all this stuff that people really enjoy about that. Well, Blizzard has always been known for adapting things that other people have done and kind of making it better. Don't know if that's going to be the case here or not, but we're definitely going to see. If I'd spend less time yapping and more time paying attention, I might actually figure out where the hell I'm supposed to go here. See, okay, we're about in the same... Savage, you and I are about in the same boat. I've been playing WoW for about 20 years, and I'm 32. So, yeah, we're kind of in the same boat. But that's what I'm saying. Most people that probably play WoW right now are in that age group, 30 to 60 years old. What are my thoughts on housing? Listen, I think housing's a great addition to the game, because it's not something you have to do, but it's something that you can do, and that's going to interest people to play the game for that, just for that alone. People will likely do that. Oh, I didn't follow these people. That's probably why. Went to the wrong location here. That's going to entice people into playing the game for totally different reasons. Maybe they don't want to play the game for the high-end content. They want to get in here and build a little house and fly around on a dragon. And that's fine, because a subscription is a subscription. It's the way Blizzard's going to see it. Yeah, it definitely has that pet battle type of attraction, and that's fine. It's not for everybody, but it's a part of the game that almost anybody can get into if they want to, but they don't have to. And I think that's what Blizzard's trying to do, is they're trying to like make games within this game to be like, hey, you want to push the hardest high-end Mythic Plus content and really lock in? You can do that. You want to go do old raids or do really chilled out, cozy, easy content and get decorations for your house? You can do that. You want to go around and play Pokemaster? You can do that. And that's all great. I mean, they are putting stuff in the game to attract all kinds of people to want to play the game, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it's all about how big does the scope get before you start to have a quality reduction in some of your other things. Hey, man, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Yeah, if you start to get a quality reduction in some of your content, it's like, hey, you get too many cooks in the kitchen, or you get too much, too many plants growing in the garden. It takes a tendency to overgrow, and it's too much. That's the only concern I would have, is that as long as they keep focused and make sure that all the content's getting the same attention and treatment, I'm fine with it. I don't care what they do, as long as the content that I play the game for doesn't start to suffer, then I'm okay with it. And if it does, that's okay, because I can't expect to be, obviously a friggin' priority. If the game changes to a point to where I'm no longer having fun, then I won't play it. But that hasn't happened in 20 years, so I'm not too concerned about it happening now.
Gerahard may have been onto something, but
And I think a lot of the concern that people are currently having with like the Midnight expansion, some of the changes, I feel like it's a little premature. I think people should just relax for a second, let the alpha testers do their job, and then we'll see what it looks like here, as we get a little closer. I'll probably test the beta out when it comes out in December, see what they're cooking with, and I think we'll be in good shape. I think that's the whole point of the alpha right now. They're like, hey, we're making these pretty crazy changes. What do you all think? Alpha testers are like, we don't like this. So then the dev team's like, okay, what can we change about this? Like, honestly, I'm glad that the alpha team is finding so many, issues and stuff with the game, because that gives the most feedback, and then you have a better chance at getting the most, I guess, polished version of the game when it releases. Hey man, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Too many doomers and people, are just waiting. That's what they do. A lot of people just love to bitch. At the end of the day, a lot of people just love to bitch about nothing. They don't even have nothing to bitch about yet, because like I said, it's alpha. There's no reason to just assume that what's about to come out is going to be awful just because you have a few alpha testers saying, well, I don't. First of all, a lot of your alpha testers are your big name streamers and people that play the game at a very high level. But I'm going to tell you right now, those are not the people they should be marketing the game to. Okay, your majority, your major player base or whatever are just regular Joe Schmoes that really like getting on the game and having a good time, and they don't want to feel obligated to do that, every single day of the week. The fact that they simplify the game a little bit is actually probably a good thing. I'm sorry, but we're all like, we're not big time streamers. I'm not a big time streamer. I have a 9 to 5. So I'm not going to be able to, if you're marketing the game to your streamers out there who can play the game 24/7, then you're going to leave everybody else behind, man.
to release my people's curse.
That's the way I feel about it anyway. I mean, like I said, them simplifying the game and really marketing it towards the casual player, I like that. What I don't like is a whole bunch of big time, big name people who play the game for 8 hours a day because that's how they make money, saying, well, hey, I don't want them to change this. I don't think they should change that. And it's like, yeah, but you're not the majority of the player base out there. It's like the rest of us can't grind out all the content the first week that it's out because we have a job and families and we have other things that we have to do. Grin, yeah, and that's a lot of the case is people will come back and be like, man, I want to play this game, but it's like I can't keep up because there's a whole bunch of people. As soon as I mean, look at what happened with Legion Remix. Not that, people can play the game they want to play it, but I mean, even as gated as it's supposed to be, there's already people that are 740 that are just running Mythic plus 40s by themselves, clearing Mythic raid by themselves. And the majority of people can't do that. We can't, exploit that kind of time and play fucking 8 hours a day. That's how retail even feels sometimes. As soon as the new season drops, you have people pushing so hard, figuring out what the meta is, getting their gear score as high as they can, pushing the highest keys they can. Everybody else is going to feel left behind. And then when people want to do that content, the second that they make a mistake, even if it's a small one, boom, kick them, get them out of here. Don't play with them because, hey, they made a mistake and you shouldn't be making mistakes. And it's like, seriously though? It's like, that doesn't entice people to want to play the game. Hey man, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. See, that's what, Grin, 100% agree with you. The single button rotation is exactly for people like your dad. And honestly, anybody that just wants to play the game because it looks good, because the story is cool, because it's a fun game to play. That's what I will praise the single button rotation every day of the week. If you want to play with the single button rotation, I think you should, and I don't think you should let anybody make you feel bad for doing it. And honestly, fuck those people if they do. I mean, I think that that's just ridiculous. Because I've had unfortunate encounters with some people in the game who have straight up like tried to, I guess, make other players feel like shit because they were using a one button rotation because some asshole created an add-on that could, I guess, track the probability that somebody was using it, and so naturally, it caused an issue, and it was very aggravating to see. Because I don't think people should be made to feel bad for playing the game a certain way because maybe they don't understand how their class works just yet, or maybe they're learning.
I shall make short work of this minor interruption.
They never had to grind. No, nobody had to grind. Like the classic grind was obviously crazy. It was a very crazy grind back in the day.
Look alive, Night Watchers. Our prince
100% NC Savage. I agree with you 100%, man. It is your game. You play. That's what I'm saying. It's your $15 a month. You play the game the way that you want to play it. I don't know why people care so much about how other people play the game, but they do. They do, and it's one of the letdowns of WoW. Like I love the game. I've loved it for 20 years, but the community can very much be a little toxic, and it can really push people not to want to play it. But I guess, and they probably realize that, which is why they started to create some solo content in the game in the form of like delves and stuff. And that's why they're also making it to where you can do the old raids or even the new raids. You can do them all in story mode so that you can get the story and get the lore and get the experience, but you don't have to group up with people who are going to be pissed at you if you stand in fire a little bit too long because you're just learning the fight. That's true. That's true. Yeah, usually the biggest shit talkers are the people who are not even the best players in the game. They're probably just trying to compensate for their own, I guess, feeling of being lackluster, but who knows, man? Who knows?
Valdris, why did you and your men
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think we're actually seeing a return to that, Rail. I think we are. Or is that Raleigh? Yeah, my bad. Raleigh. I think we're seeing a return to that with the way that they're changing out how they're doing Midnight. Because they're taking away combat add-ons and things like that, they're going to have to change how fights and stuff work and how your player and how the class plays. They're simplifying the classes, which means they're gonna definitely have to change how bosses work inside dungeons and raids, because if you're no longer allowed to use things like big wigs or deadly boss mods, they're gonna have to integrate a way into the game to where you can know when things are gonna happen inside of a fight. Otherwise, you're just gonna get toasted every time a mechanic happens. So I think we're gonna actually see a big shift in how combat works in the game. And yeah, like you have a little bit of time to correct yourself if you make a mistake. Not like, hey, if you stand in this for literally 1 second, boom, gone, you're dead. So I think we'll probably see a return to that. I do think that that's probably on the horizon, but I'm interested to see how combat's going to ultimately end up working, because by removing virtually every form of combat add-on, simply because every combat add-on and even some of the non-combat add-ons like Plater, they have to read the combat API in order to see, or in order to function properly. They're removing their ability to do that. So I think it's going to make, hey man, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. That's going to make it a little difficult, I think, for people to interrupt and do all these things. And if you're trying to have people be better at the game, you have to be able to include that stuff into your UI. And I don't know if Blizzard's going to do that or not. I know they're working on their own form of Plater and stuff like that, but Blizzard does have a pretty rough history of releasing things that are not exactly fine-tuned. So I'm just hoping that when they do release their new UI changes and stuff like that, it all functions well. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, everything's still in alpha. By the time beta gets here, it might be looking super cherry, and we've got nothing to worry about. All right, so that's a dungeon. We'll wait and do that later. Let's see if we can go. Where's another one we can go to? Let's go over here and wait for a group to pop. Oh yeah, in the early versions of the game, Savage, that's 100% true. I mean, you didn't really need to have add-ons. The only add-ons I remember having in Classic were like Questy or TomTom, because you want to talk about fucking difficulty questing. Okay, some of you may or may not remember, but there was none of this shit. This did not exist. I don't. You probably can't see it on the. Yeah, let me see if I can move this right here. This, none of this was happening. There was no pointing this and showing you where to go and stuff like that. You read the quest. Okay, you had to read the quest log, and then you kind of had to just figure it out. And nothing was glowing, nothing was sparkling. Okay, you'd have to find something on the ground. You know, let's go down here. You'd have to pick up a quest item, and it would fucking look like this. It would look like this stone right here. It might have a slight outline to it, okay? And not only did you have to pick that up, but there'd usually be a line of people waiting to pick that up because the respawn on it was ridiculous, and everybody was trying to do that quest. So basically, you'd have people standing in line waiting to pick up that item. You shitting me right now? You want the smoke, bro? Yeah, Classic was a different game. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it did have elements to it that were a little frustrating. And they slowly over time, you know, removed those from the game or improved on those, and that's fine. But yeah, you know, back in the day, the only kind of add-ons you really needed were like quest helpers and maybe things for the map to kind of show you where you needed to go. But combat add-ons, not so much, or at least not in my experience of the game.
What trouble?
But we were also still learning the game, so add-ons back then, like, it took a while for people to create them because there was so much that was unknown about the game. Did I not collect that? Get over here. There we go. Old whale belly.
Let us visit for a while.
But yeah, I think as it stands right now, the game is in a good place, you know, as far as what they're looking to do. The War Within is fine. It's good. Everything's fine with that. But I know they're making these drastic big changes for Midnight, and that's got everybody scared because everybody's been playing the game pretty much the same way for at least the last 10 years. The big change honestly came with Legion. That was one of the bigger changes that WoW went through, and the game has pretty much been in a modern WoW state for about 10 years. Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, there's zero shot that any recent raid can be done without weak aura assistance. 100%. Yeah. Well, I mean, and it all comes out of like the Fractilis fight, right? I mean, they literally had the weak aura that told you exactly where to stand, but you almost need that in order to keep up with your rotation, because most classes have a pretty, if you want to min-max the character, you're going to be doing a pretty complex rotation. And then you need a weak aura to be like, well, you need to stand here. You got to run this mechanic over here, but you can't get this mechanic too close to this mechanic. And if you do, you're going to wipe the raid. And if you wipe the raid too many times, you're looking at getting kicked. Absolutely. Puts a lot of pressure on people, a whole lot of pressure. So everybody wants to have all the best add-ons to tell them exactly what to do so that they can focus on doing their rotation. And then it'll pop up and flash on your screen. Move to this area, move to that. Yeah, they've made the fights so difficult to where, yeah, you have to have, you know, third-party systems to tell you how to do the fight. And that's what they've said. They want to get away from. They want to make the fights to where you don't have to have that. Now, I don't know if that means simplifying the fights to the point where it's basically like classic raiding, which we all remember classic raiding was pretty friggin' simple. It wasn't that difficult. Excuse me. Imagine going back to Echo of Neth and the boss was all weak auras. Yeah, that's true. A Smolderon of who to dispel. Okay, now that would have been crazy. Back in the day, though, you kind of just had to figure that stuff out for yourself. You know, there was no weak aura that was telling you exactly who to dispel or where to stand or any of that stuff. As far as accessibility, there's hardly any accessibility with the raid fights. Yeah, I mean, unless you, if you're trying to min-max and do the hardest content and stuff like that, you're pretty much going to have, you know, all the weak auras that are recommended for the fights and stuff like that. You're going to have them. As a tank, I have to have several taunt swamp weak auras. Think about Salad Bar. I don't know if you guys have done the Mana Forge Omega or not, but Salad Bar, especially on Heroic, like, you have to have that tank swap within, like, boom. It's got to be quick, and if you don't, you're going to wipe. You're going to wipe the raid. And it's so down to the wire there that I have to have a weak aura to help me and let me know when I need to swap off of the other tank. Or if not, I'm not going to get it in time because, I mean, it's happening just like that. Excuse me. Are you saying you don't have to have there? I disagree. You may not have to have some of them. Some of them like that tell you exactly what to do, but there are certain weak auras that if you want to clear content on heroic or mythic level difficulty, there are weak auras that you pretty much have to have. I don't think it's possible to do some of the fights, especially with some of the time constraints and how quickly things happen. I just don't think you can do it and put out the damage necessary to get past certain damage windows. I don't think that that's possible. But that's just my opinion. Clearly, I need to not wake that dude up. So weak auras is it's a type of add-on, but there's multiple ones. So essentially, it's just excuse me. Weak auras is just an add-on type that people use to tell them how to do certain things in the game or when to do it in timing with certain boss fights or events that are happening in the game. It's just an add-on. Not possible or just used to having an add-on do it all. I don't think it's possible in modern fights. Okay, if you look at, I mean, I don't know what content you're used to clearing and stuff like that, but I would be very surprised if you're clearing any high-end Mythic Plus content or Mythic Raid content without having add-ons. I know you're not. There's no way that you are. The top guilds in the world right now can't do that, so I know that you can. So yeah. Yeah, if Liquid and Echo and all them are using these add-ons in order to min-max and do the top content, I know for a fact that either you are or you're not doing that type of content. Because you can't do it without it. Now, do you have to have it to do all content types in the game? Probably not. Simpler or easier content, that's fine. But there is nobody out there that is doing high keys, high Mythic Plus keys, heroic or mythic raid without using weak auras and add-ons. They're not doing it. It's not happening. You've been a cutting edge player for 6 years and you don't use weak auras. Are you telling me you don't use any combat add-ons? I'm not saying you have to use weak auras, but you're not using big wigs or you're not using deadly boss mods. I find that hard to believe. I mean, listen, I'm not going to call you a liar. I don't know, but I find that very hard to believe if you're not using any combat add-ons whatsoever.
Who is this that speaks?
Like I said, I don't know. I'm not going to call you a liar because I don't know. Maybe you do. But I just find that very hard to believe that when the top guilds in the world are using it and they need it in order to progress like that, that they're not. No, I'm not against the removal of add-ons at all. I know that obviously Blizzard's going to have to adjust the game into a way to where you can play it without combat add-ons effectively. You know, the game in its current state right now without add-ons, I think would have such a high learning curve that I don't know that you could do it. I don't know that it would be possible, but I could be wrong. Excuse me. You've only had cosmetic add-ons the full 20 years the game is out. But you don't run alts. I mean, listen, if that's the way you play the game, that's fine. It's for most people, if we're talking about the majority of players, especially in high-end content, they're using combat add-ons to, I wouldn't say simplify the game. I guess maybe it is simplifying the game in a sense. It's more or less just an aid, a visual aid in a lot of aspects, or in some aspects, a audio aid and stuff like that people need. But yeah, I mean, you've been running Mythics prior to Deadly Boss mods, but it was harder. I imagine so. I imagine it was a lot harder. But the boss fights, I feel like Blizzard has also started to build fights around the existence of add-ons. So as raids, as they saw add-ons and how they were being utilized, you know, Deadly Boss mods, big wigs, weak auras and stuff like that, that probably affected how they built their raid bosses. They were like, well, they're going to build a weak aura or an add-on that's going to obviously make this fight trivial. So we need to make this fight the hardest fight in the world. I mean, you guys watched the Dimensius Mythic fight? That shit was insane. And so, but they knew that you know, Liquid and Echo and all them or whatever were going to be constantly updating weak auras and stuff to make the fight as easy as possible. So they probably want to get back to a point where they're like, we want to build fights around the way we want to build them and not around the future use of some add-on to trivialize the fight. is what I think might be happening. I mean, I don't know that. Nobody has said that, but it's kind of what I think could be happening here. Excuse me. Hey, man, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Only thing you track is timers, and the new UI allows you to track timers. Yeah, like timers on your cooldowns and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I do like what they're doing with the new UI. I think as they iron that out a little bit, I think it'll be a good replacement for some of those weak auras for sure. As long as it, lets you customize it a little bit, which I think they're doing that. Yeah, I think you can test out weak auras, but it's going to go away in about 4 or 5 months. But yeah, I mean, because weak auras has already come out and said they're not releasing a version for midnight, unfortunately. So you got it, and no idea what it does. Yeah. Weak aura doesn't do just one thing. Best thing I can tell you is to go to wago.io and look for a weak aura that you want, and then you can just import it, and you'll see what it does. They're trying to smooth the curve between high-end and casual players. I do agree with you there 100%. That's exactly what they're doing. I don't think that they're trying to raise the skill ceiling. I think they're just trying to raise the skill floor. I think they're trying to make it to where the lower-end players can be closer to the high-end players by raising the skill floor a little bit and leaving the skill ceiling probably where it's at is what I think they're doing. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you there. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that because I feel like, the majority of WoW players out there are not these full-time streamers, can play the game for 12 hours a day, min-maxing and doing all that. Most people want to come home from work and they want to mellow out and run some dungeons or raids with their guild mates because they all have families and kids and jobs. And that is who Blizzard should be marketing to. 100% that's who they should be marketing to. But you should not be marketing your game to the top 0.0001% of players out there who can literally invest all of their life and time into playing this game. Because that's why you ostracize a large portion of your player base. What is happening here? I don't know if is the healer playing? What are we doing, bud? About got yeeted there. Still in rough shape. Oh no. I'm gonna die. I died. Excuse me. There is a lot to learn. Why not they spend the most money on it? What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, there's the community of the game, like joining in mythic dungeons and raids is nerve wracking. Yeah, it can definitely be nerve wracking if you're not playing a meta class. And that's one of the frustrating parts about playing the game. And people are just going to stop playing it for that reason. I mean, if you get on here and you want to play the game and you want to join in and do the Mythic Plus content, but you're not playing a meta class or anything like that, especially as a DPS. Tanks and healers have it a little bit easier for the simple fact that there's like a shortage of those. But if you're playing a DPS class, which is the majority of what people play, yeah, if you're not playing a meta class, people probably aren't going to take you. At least that was my experience. I used to play Warlock, and at a certain point in Season 1, Warlock was not very desired. And I remember sitting and queuing up for Mythic Plus dungeons for like an hour before I was like, you know what? I'm going to go play something else, I think. Well, I think that's why it's good they're thinking about adding in add-on stuff to the base game. Yeah, they are absolutely making the game more accessible to new or returning players. That's 100% what they're doing, and that is, in my opinion, I think it's a good thing to do that. I don't want them to alienate their veteran base either. But that's also like a double-edged sword because the veteran base does make up a pretty good portion of that toxic player base. It's a tough situation no matter how you look at it. I really wish he hadn't pulled the ball shit. I'm not even over there. But that's fine. He don't need me. He's going to clear this thing all by himself. Oh boy. Come on now. Morning, Chrissy. How you doing? Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people didn't accept warlocks because they just weren't this was season 1. It obviously had changed. I think in season 2 or maybe even in season 3, Destro Warlock was kind of one of the most sought after ones and stuff like that. But I remember in season 1, man, it was tough. It was tough. It was tough getting a group.
Phase change.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Run. Phase change.
I guess we're just soloing Serpent. We're just going to leave them up probably is what looks like. That's probably fine. Wah, wah, wah. You know what? Voice anywhere. What's happening, Beefquake? Get back to some doom scrolling. All right, appreciate you, Real. Thanks for popping by, my friend. Thank you for hanging out. Hey, appreciate the follow, Trevor. Thank you. What's up, man? How are you? About to start 13-hour shift. Ooh, Chrissy, that sounds rough. That sounds awful. It's the what? Dedrew, what's going on, brother? What are you doing in here? Oh shit, I just ran into a bunch of mobs. They're gonna be so mad. I'm over here looking at TikTok chat and I'm not paying attention. All right, guys. You know what? I could probably kill all them right now. On my own. Watch this. Watch this. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Fell Spike in Remix is the most overpowered shit I've ever seen in my life. Just happened upon the stream. That's crazy. See, my reach is growing. My reach is growing. Look at me. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm a nobody, and that's okay. I'm tickled to death to have this many people in here chilling with me this morning, having some good back and forth, a little bit of conversation about the future of WoW. Fuck. Oh crap, I'm in trouble. That's not up for another 55 seconds. Oh, we're in a lot of trouble. Oh god. I might die. I'm definitely gonna die. Do I go faster if I levitate? Guys, help. All right, we're gonna desperate prayer this shit. We're fine. Guys, I'm bringing a party. I'm bringing a party. Live, brother. Live. I am playing Shadow Priest. Just like Blee's little light switch. Yes, sir. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, my God. Look how they do me. Look how they've done me here. They left me out here by myself. Hold on. Hold on. I think I'm fine. I should be fine. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to die probably. Oh. No, we're good, I think. I think we're all right. I don't think I was the only one that got left outside. Me and the shaman got stuck outside. That's okay. It's all right. Nobody's that mad. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wanted to give it a shot. I just, made me feel faster, levitate. Made me feel like, because I don't have to walk. So it just made me feel like I was moving faster. It felt good. It felt good. You know what? It made me faster because I believed it made me faster. That's how we're going to go with that, I think. I might just take a nap. This dude's just crushing it all by himself. Look at him go. We'll catch you in a little bit, brother. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping by, the Druid. That's a homie, man. That's a guy from the guild there. Just popping in saying hello. That's wild. That's crazy that my live showed up on his feed. I like it. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm doing something. And he threw me a follow because he's a homie. Back to doom scrolling. Some of them say, I get it, man. I understand. It's an addiction.
Interrupt.
It can be an addiction for sure.
All will be eradicated.
Ooh. What? Yeah, the angelic feather, it does. But you know what I don't like about it? I kind of wish it was just a push to use instead of having to set the fucking feather down and then run over top of it. Like, that would be a cool change in Midnight, as if it was just something that made me faster. I know that they made it that way so that you could also make other members of your group faster. Like, I get the utility behind it, but also, everybody's got movement increasing shit, so why the fuck do they need mine? I disagree entirely, Blizzard. I know, you're right. You can, because you can set it down, it does allow you to share it, which is great, but at the same time, everybody else has got their own movement speed increasing shit, so it's just like, why do I got to share mine? Why, as a priest, do I have to share mine? I'm going to send a fucking aggressively worded letter to Blizzard about it. No, I mean, nothing will happen, but I'm going to do it. Wait, did we get the quest item there? We must have got it. I'm going to assume we did because I don't see anything else, so. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh. Hells yeah. All right. We do. What's this? I gotta go to dollar in. Let's go back here. Let's finish this quest up really fast while we're thinking about it. Wait, hold on. Hold on. What's this right here? Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do this while we're standing here. Get this dude's chow. What do you... Hell yeah. You know what? I haven't actually checked this in a while. What we got? 70... What? Have I not purchased all other available traits? What am I missing? Pardon? Requires purchasing all other available traits. But you can only purchase one in a line here. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't have that clicked this whole time. Dog. Nobody saw that. None of y'all saw that. Good Lord. I'm a fucking moron. This whole time, I've been basically gilding myself. Ridiculous. Tell you what, though, Heroic World Tier does make things go by a lot quicker when it comes to getting infinite power. And now that I can actually survive. Ooh, you know what? You know what I'm going to do real fast? I'm going to scrap out all this stuff before I start opening these chests. Because then I'll just have too much stuff in my bags here, and we need to clear that out. All right, now we can open these chests. Maybe we can open these chests. Here we go. Shit. It moved the box on me. All right, that's going to take a minute probably to catch all that up. Comfy in contemplation. Okay. All right. It's going. It's going. It'll get there in a minute. Got a little infinite power off of that, though, didn't we? Got quite a few motes of broken time. All right, let's go clear all these out. Yeah, none of these are going to be upgrades for me here. So we'll empty this stuff out as well. Give me some more of that bronze and infinite power, big dog. And these two probably. Ba-bam. Now I'm going to make 5 other pieces come from raids. Look at that. Love to see it. Okay. Nice. And they're all 591. Look at that. Looky there. All right. Do we have any of the sand? I don't think so. I don't see any sand. Hello, Shiny Pandy. What's up? How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. We have a couple more.
We are the arcane. Bring back knowledge.
Just bored? Well, I'm sorry. Well, maybe I can make you less bored for a little bit.
Our paths cross at last. May your possibilities be infinite.
Any difficulty? World quests? We're probably going to do those anyway.
Change is good.
Court of Stars, and we'll probably end up doing that anyway. You can do a 2-for-1 on that. You do a heroic Court of Stars, it completes that and the heroic dungeon that you have to do. So, I think that works out pretty good. Okay, we need to go to Dalaran and complete this quest. Tidestone.
It has been ages since I have seen the Tidestone Hole. But there it stands.
Clicked on the wrong thing.
I and my people owe you a debt of gratitude that we can never repay.
Warden's Companion. Ooh, what we get? We got a little trinket action.
Please, return
Some
to us
mementos.
as soon as you can. There is much yet left to do.
Do I think WoW would be good on consoles? That is an interesting question. Do I think it could work on consoles? Yes, because people already practically play it that way. There's a lot of add-ons that allow for a controller port so to speak. So there's already plenty of people that are playing the game in a console type way. There's even people that play it on like their Republic of Gamers Ally handheld, right? So the game could function that way. And the way that they're starting to simplify the game almost makes you wonder, are they potentially just wanting to do that? I don't care if it goes to console. It's not going to bother me one way or another. I think that that is the natural progression of things. It is a way to make the game more inclusive because at the end of the day, there are millions upon millions of gamers out there that are not going to dump a bunch of money into an expensive PC when it's cheaper to buy a console. They're just not. And if they really want to get more people playing the game, since Microsoft acquired, Activision Blizzard a few years back, I absolutely see that coming in the future. Now, whether or not I think it would be a good thing or not, I don't know. Because of the community on the game, I can almost guarantee you that if there is a way for people to tell that people are playing on console, you're going to see people posting Mythic Plus groups or any kind of group high-end content saying like, PC users only or shit like that, because I absolutely see that happening. But yeah, it's most likely going to go to console. Don't know when, but probably within the next 5 to 10 years it will. And it being a good thing or not, yes, it'll make the game more accessible to newer players and stuff like that. But it will probably create a divide in the community of players as well. But, that's just my take. Good or bad, I think that we'll have to see. But also, based on how the game is looking like it might shape up in Midnight, it might play just fine on console and you won't be able to tell the difference. And there won't be a skill differentiation. Like if you tried to do it now, there would absolutely be people on PC are obviously going to be much better at min-maxing their character and their damage output and stuff like that than someone on console. I think that's probably the most likely, because how would you get add-ons on the console? And you could be right, Hysteria. It might be sooner than that, to be quite honest with you. It very well could be sooner. I'm saying that liberally for the simple fact that you have Last Titan that's not going to come out until probably late 2027, right? Give or take. So that's 2 years. And then Last Titan will run for 18 months before they do anything else, right? 18 months or 2 years. So then that's 2029 before they're even done with the World Soul Saga. So that's 4 years from now before the World Soul Saga is complete. I wouldn't expect a console port before we're done with the World Soul Saga, but that's just what I'm thinking. So yeah, I guess, and I think that's so I don't know if it's a concern, but one of the reasons why people are just like, oh hey, they're removing combat add-ons is like they're gonna have to get the game to function in a way that if people port it over to console, you can't really get add-ons on your console without modding the console. You won't be able to get weak auras and all that stuff on console. So if the game is a console port at that point, they have to make sure that everybody's on the same level playing field. PC users can't have access to add-ons and mods and stuff like that console users do not. Exactly. See, that's what, just like what you're saying there. It has mods and cross-platform, but the console version can't see or use the mod. So you obviously have players on PC who are at an advantage than the people that are on console. You think with the next gen Xbox basically being a tower, you'll get you could be right about that. I actually don't know anything about the next gen consoles. I haven't been keeping up with that. So basically, the next gen console, the next gen Xbox is essentially a computer. Is it? That's cool. That's cool. So then I guess PlayStation or Sony's going to have to follow suit with that. Hey man, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Sony will have to follow suit with that if they want to be competitive in that market. But yeah, having Steam on the actual console itself is fucking insane. That's badass. Because I think, Steam is where it's at. And a lot of people feel that way too. But we're also getting into that era of people not really liking digital media anymore. Because of some of the shady shit that some of the developers have been saying about, hey, you don't own the game. You own a license to the game. I'm going to die if I don't heal myself here. A lot of people have gotten pretty particular about that lately. I agree that I feel like if you purchase a game, physical media or digital, you should own that game. I don't think that your license, I don't think that you should be restricted from using that. You have purchased it. It belongs to you. You own it. But the next gen consoles, they're not even going to release ones with disc trays probably. I mean, we've already seen it. The last couple ones they've released, they've released a digital only version. I think they're going to force people into being like, yep, there are no physical copies anymore, ever. And we can withdraw support, or if you fucking do something that we don't like, we can basically, well, it's like the shit that happened with Switch too, right? Isn't there like something going on where like Nintendo can just remotely brick your fucking Switch if you do something that they don't like? I saw something about that and I was just like, that's borderline some crazy shit right there that I don't think that's, everybody's going to be okay with. A company being able to brick my console if I do something with it. Like, I bought it. It's mine. Yeah, I love WoW too. I don't think that it being ported over to console would be a bad thing, but there is a lot of stuff that would have to be worked out before they do it. And they wouldn't be able to have any sort of outside third-party add-ons and stuff like that because you would just put people on too much of a different playing field, which they are actively, pretty much removing combat add-ons from the game and updating their own UI to reflect that and show you all the information that they think you should see in the game. I do think that's where we're headed. I think that's the sentiment among most WoW players right now, is that it is probably heading for a console port simply because, I wouldn't even surprise me if they start including it, and I'm going to die again, aren't I? If they start including it in like Xbox Game Pass or some shit like that, and then they could maybe justify that Game Pass price hike, right? Didn't they just like bump Game Pass up to $30 a month? If they included a WoW subscription in that, then I could see more people playing it, or more people paying the $30. So, I see what you're saying. So, it wouldn't need to port that way. It would essentially work the same way, assuming the next-gen consoles do operate the same as a computer. I hear what you're saying, Hysteria. I don't think that you're wrong about that, but let me ask you this. Will WoW only port to the next-gen consoles, or will they have a port that's accessible for current-gen? Games typically release on last-gen consoles as well as new-gen consoles when they come out. There was a lot of PS4 versions of PS5 games and stuff like that. So, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it could work on current gen. That's what we're saying, and that's where I'm like that's where the issue will come in at. I think is like people will be like, well, yeah, I'm not going to go out and spend, because what you're saying, the newer model of the Xbox, that's probably an $800 rig at the very least, right? People probably aren't going to go out and spend that. I know I wouldn't. At that point, I would buy and build a low-end gaming computer.
Wrath! Withered. I must be getting close.
650, 700. Yeah, so that's getting up there, that's still cheaper than it would cost to build a decent low-end gaming PC. Hell, you can't even get a graphics card for that cheap. I could see it. I could see it for sure. And when's that slated to release? Have they given an update on when they're like looking at that? Like, what is it, like holiday 2027 or something crazy like that? What's the lowest setting you can play WoW on? It's pretty low. The lowest, I play on pretty high settings. Let's see here. The lowest settings that you could play on, I play on mostly high/ultra, except for shadow quality. I keep that low because you don't need it. Excuse me. Low is definitely the way to play if you're trying to get, maximum frame rates and stuff like that. And like zero lag and stuff like that. I'm just very lucky that I've got a kind of a powerhouse rig. I've got a 5080 and stuff like that. So it pretty much doesn't struggle with WoW at all. But yeah. It's not that a current gen console could run this game graphically, most likely. I just don't know how the input lag would work. I don't know how any of that stuff would work out. I gotta keep forgetting that I'm on Heroic World tier. A shit box, but it gets the job done. Hey man, there's nothing wrong with those shit boxes, okay? I played for like 99% of my WoW career. You know, I played on rough computers and stuff like that. But when I finally, you know, got a big boy job, started making big boy money, I was like, you know what? I spend a lot of my time doing this, and and it wasn't just for WoW. I do play other things, you know. I play a little Baldur's Gate, you know, play a little PoE, stuff like that. I wanted to make sure that I could run anything I wanted to without running into any issues, and I wanted to kind of future-proof it for at least the next 5 years. Spell slots. You played on a laptop and it was only for schoolwork. Hey, there's a lot of people that played on their school laptops back in the day. The biggest problem you see is spell slots, like Priest would be impossible. Yeah. So I think that's exactly what's happening is with them reducing the ability, the amount of ability bloat in Midnight. I think they're potentially setting themselves up to where like the most buttons a class would have is like 5 to 7 would be the most. I think that's what they're doing with that. That's why I think a console port would be in the works in the future. Remix is so busted for cloth DPS. That's true, Ryan. It kind of is. It's pretty busted in that. But I tell you what, you know what's not busted in? Cloth survivability. If I pull too much shit, I will die almost fucking immediately. It's insane. Especially on Heroic World tier. But we got to work that out. We can crush out some numbers for sure, but when it gets to when people start yonking on me, it gets out of hand a little bit. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hysteria, I don't know if it's ruining it or not. It's almost they're simplifying a lot of the bloat that's unnecessary. Like, don't get me wrong, if they reduce certain classes down to a point where your rotation is 2 or 3 buttons, that's a little frustrating, but I think they're just getting rid of redundant spells that nobody needs or nobody uses. Like, there's some spells that classes have that are literally only there if you're trying to min-max the character, like, at the most, and I think that's why they're probably getting rid of it. But it would only really realistically work on a console port if they got rid of some of that button bloat. Yeah, I've never played Final Fantasy XIV, so I actually could not comment on that. But you can have 24 buttons with a controller, and I guess it would work as in like you assign all your keybinds or whatever to your controller, and then you have like a a switch or something like on maybe one of the triggers or whatever that alternates it and reassigns all those to a different set of keybinds. I would imagine is how that works, like a switch almost. Which is the same thing they would have to do for WoW if you had, even if you did only have 5 to 7 buttons for abilities. By the time you factor in using potions, by the time you factor in mounting, by the time you factor in a lot of stuff, you're still looking at a shit ton of buttons you're going to need. It porting to console would be a lot more difficult, I think, than people realize, but I don't know. There are people that play the game right now with an add-on that allows them to use a controller. I think they play the majority of the game with the controller, and then they use the keyboard mouse as a backup for things I was just mentioning, like mounting or potions or stuff like that. Hey Ryan, I appreciate the follow, buddy. Thank you.
The barrier is being drained.
Dumbing the game down. I'm not sure if it's dumbing it down or not, or if because they're like we were talking about taking out the combat add-ons and stuff like that. They're gonna have to find a way to change the boss fights and late game fights and stuff like that to where you either focus on the boss fight and that's the thing that's difficult for you, or you focus on your rotation. They're trying to get away from people needing to use things like weak auras and stuff like that because they're trying to keep the most uptime on the boss with a crazy rotation, and they're also trying to dodge 9 mechanics and not die. So that it's kind of like a one or the other situation is what I'm assuming is kind of going through their mind.
My strength is fading. We must find shelter.
But I think they're also just trying to simplify it for the simple fact that they're trying to make the game more approachable for more people. Because a lot of people, even people that have been in here today chatting with me, said, yeah, they want to play WoW, but it seems so daunting to them. And I'm like, I get that. There's aspects of the game that are pretty daunting, and it may not be as approachable to a new player that's not familiar with this game type. Oh, crap. I might die. Appreciate the follow, man. Thank you. Oh, my God. There's too much crap going on here. What am I supposed to do here? I died. Too much. Too much for my little cloth body. Oh, 100% Hysteria. I agree with you. I think that making the game easier, in that sense, it might make those mythic fights not as fun. But, if they do kind of dumb down the class bloat and rotation, they may make some of their boss fights more particular or difficult in that aspect. They'll have to balance it out. We'll see. I think whenever Midnight Beta comes out, you're going to get a much truer a view of that. And I think that'll be the true testament of like how good or bad these things are. Whether or not they're going to be, whether the game's going to be so easy that it's not even, not even really playable or enjoyable for some people. Because you'll have your higher end players that get bored, trying to play the game. They'll be like, yeah, this isn't, I'm used to a much more complex rotation and boss fight, scenario, that this isn't fun for me. And that could be, that could be definitely an issue that people run into with it. But I think that's why the alpha testing is doing what it's doing right now. People are giving their honest feedback. They'll go back in and they might adjust some things and give the classes a little bit more to do and stuff like that so that they don't feel like they're too idle. I think it really got to a point because you had certain classes that had so many actions per minute that it was really difficult for people to keep up with. Min-maxing their damage and doing the boss fights appropriately. It felt very stressful, and a lot of people were like, I don't want to play a game that stresses me out. I want to play a game that I have fun playing.
We may face some of our brethren in this conflict, a prospect that delights me. Their power will be mine.
You said Final Fantasy XIV has a tank for the boss, then 2 DPS and 1 healer, so the DPS deal with ads. Yeah, that's kind of a similar, that's pretty much the same kind of setup, only they're running a 4-man group there, it looks like. Or no, yeah, that's a 4-man group. Tank, healer, and 2 DPS or whatever. That's kind of the same layout that new Fellowship game has got. Been from closed beta, and it's a grind game. You have to love it. We talking about Ben from closed beta on what's that? What game are you talking about? Did I miss an earlier message? Arcane Mage easily uses 20 abilities in challenging settings. 100%. There's a lot of bloat with Arcane Mage. Arcane Mage is one of the more difficult classes to play, and I think all you know is Demon Hunters are insane. Yeah, I love Demon Hunters. I really enjoy playing Demon Hunters, and the new Devourer Demon Hunter looks pretty badass. Been playing WoW from closed beta. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I think modern WoW can still be grindy. It's not nearly as grindy as it was, obviously, in the classic era. I think we all agree on that. It's got a lot more for people to do and stuff like that, but it's a high pressure game if you want to do the in-game content, in my perspective. You played lastly when Lich King came out, so it's been a minute for you, huh? It's been a minute for you since you played. You played a dungeon on your Disc Priest healing and didn't use a single spell? Wait, like in Region Remix? Region Remix. Am I having a stroke? Legion Remix? Oh, well, you probably had somebody in there just blasting through it, right? Somebody that was already like 740 item level and they were just fucking cranking. Yeah, I had that same experience. I have that same experience now. I just kind of run behind the tank and they just kind of go through and clear it all out. Oh, they were demon hunters? Yeah. Yeah, well, not to mention, they're also really damn fast. They can hop through, be halfway through the fucking dungeon before you can catch up. Oh shit. Meow. Having a moment here. Oh shit. Wait, she's immune to damage. We gotta go kill this shit, probably. Alright, so she's vulnerable now. I'm fighting a camera boss here. Brother, I've hit the wrong fucking button. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, bro. Yeah, it's a Shadow Priest. Which is fine. Survivability is not that great, but that was my own damn fault. I just did the rotation wrong. I'm assuming that that's going to hit her. It would help if I was in fucking shadow form, too. I'm about to go back Atonement just so I can fucking stay alive. About to go back Disc here. Yeah, Disc Priest is really fun. I do enjoy the Disc Priest. The only reason I switched over to the Shadow Priest is because I was having a hard time doing Heroic World Tier as a Disc Priest. But the survivability is better. I can tell you that much. I can tell you the survivability is a hell of a lot better. I need my old Fell Spike to be up. Fell Spike is overpowered as like all get out, dude. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm really digging the Disc Priest too. I'm gonna enjoy porting that over to retail and stuff like that. I might actually main a Disc Priest in Midnight, depending on how they play and stuff like that. I'm assuming it's gonna be different than this for sure. All right, we got this bish. I'm assuming that that'll hit her. I don't know if it will or not, but see, that time I just have to set it up right. You set it up right and you'll do a shit ton of damage. I was just not playing correctly. That's on me. That's all on me. Yeah, that's another thing is I often forget to put fucking power word shield on myself because I'm an idiot. I probably should put it, you know what I need to do? I need to put it on a more accessible button. Oh, it's much better. I just need to put it on my F4 keybind. Makes a whole hell of a lot of difference. Pressing the assaults.
The Nightwell calls to me.
Oh, hell.
Careful.
Yeah, look at us. Look at us go. What are we doing now?
Place?
Do we have to clean something in here? Oh, we just have to explore it. That's right. Let's just go discover more of it.
This chamber. I have never seen anything like it.
I feel like that'll result in death for sure. Hey, Siri, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been really nice talking to you too, man. And hey, have fun. And I hope you enjoy Midnight. And yeah, we'll catch you later, brother. Take it easy.
Old teleporters. Not so different from the ones in Suramar City.
Dude, have we...
Seems they're inactive.
Guess I haven't explored enough of it.
Let us explore downstairs. What
Peace and love, my man. 100% peace and love. Thank you.
Strange. The floor looks like a map. And
And we are at the center.
All right, well, I don't know what else to do to explore this place. I have ran and been in every nook and cranny.
One thing is certain. Ley line energy is being fed into this chamber from elsewhere. What could have required such
DC Universe Online, I played that once, like 12 years ago. Great concept, terrible execution, in my opinion. I didn't enjoy it. The concept is great. It's awesome if you like superheroes and stuff like that. But yeah, it wasn't for me. Was not for me. But it's free to play, and if people enjoy it, hell yeah. I'm all in for things that people enjoy doing. Even if I don't enjoy them and they're not my thing, I like it when people find something that they're really passionate about. And I can listen, that's something I can listen to people talk about all day. Like, even if I don't care about it, or it's not for me, or I don't like it, or I don't do it, I can listen to people talk about shit that they love or are passionate about all day. Is it still going on console? Then it must be doing something. If it's still getting server support and stuff like that, then people must be playing it. And that's awesome. Couldn't ask for anything else. She's upstairs. I swear to God, if I go downstairs in this place one more time, I'm gonna freak out.
One day at a time. We are only as strong as our will. Suramar must be free. We are only as strong as our will.
Hell yeah. We got plenty of stuff to do now. Plenty of things need doing. Is there not a Star Wars MMO? There is one. There's Knights of the Old Republic. That's an MMO. Yeah, they've already got one. They done got one. They got Knights of the Old Republic too. Oh, it's only on PC. So you mean you're looking for a console version? Now that, well, I guess maybe that doesn't exist, I guess. I wouldn't know. I never actually played Knights of the Old Republic. I had a buddy at my previous job. He was really into that game, and he knew that I was into WoW, and he tried to get me to come over and play that at one point, and I think I did end up playing it because it was free, or they had like a free trial of it at the time, and I was too used to the way that WoW played that I couldn't really adapt to the way that game played. And I'm not a big Star Wars guy, so I didn't have that attachment to it that some people do. Like, Star Wars is kind of take it or leave it for me. Like, it's fine. I get the cultural impact and the cult following it has, but it was just never my thing. You have a Star Trek one, but it's not that great. I didn't know Star Trek had a MMO. That's pretty interesting. Star Trek, huh? The Enterprise. Excuse me. Yeah, I know a lot of people really wanted, like, I know they have Lord of the Rings online. I just, people wanted that to kind of grow and evolve into something more. I mean, almost no MMO that came out around the time World of Warcraft did had any chance. They just didn't. There's a lot of games that died on launch because of this game. Blizzard just did it better. They just had a better appeal. And there were plenty of games that probably could have had a good life, good lifespan, a good player base. I know there's quite a few people that still play Lord of the Rings online, but it didn't get the traction that it needed. And it's a shame, because I probably would have played the shit out of that game, because I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, but I have tried to play it, and my brain cannot not compare it to WoW, and it isn't fun for me. And that's on me, you know, that's my own brain just, you know, comparing a game that maybe I shouldn't, but I mean, I'm always going to do that. Anytime I go and play any kind of MMO, I'm going to be like, well, WoW does it like this, or I like the way that WoW does it. I tried New World back when it first came out, and I've heard people say that like that's not a good indication of where the game is at right now. I've heard a lot of people say it's gotten a whole lot better. Maybe it has, but I couldn't do it, man. I played New World when it first came out, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't scratching the itch for me. I tried Elder Scrolls Online, same deal. It just wasn't it for me. I'm a loyal WoW player. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Which isn't to say that those aren't good games. They're just not, I don't prefer them over this game. And if I'm going to play an MMO, I'm going to play the one I prefer. Paladin didn't have to show up and steal all my thunder. But I reckon that's fine. Banging. Ooh. We're getting there. We're 75% of the way on the infinite power that we need. So we're cruising. Cruising. Kind of. We're going to farm boxes, right? We're going to get as many boxes as we can get and then open them all up. And you get quite a bit of infinite power from those, turns out. What are we doing? Cracked warp sleeve. It's right here, I believe. Nailed it. Well, now I feel like obligated to help this guy. Yep, just a little obligated to help. Nice. Dude, this void form is sick. I got tendrils coming out of my back. I'm all like, it's pretty sick looking. Not gonna lie. I think it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Oh. Oh. Bronze. I need to zoom out. I can't do that. It's too close. There's another one down here somewhere. Shit.
Why, hello.
What's up, Oculeth?
Or it will break.
You know, I think these coins, what did these coins used to be? They used to sell for a bunch of gold or something maybe, but now not so much. Not so much. Hold up. Bruh. It's beneath me. Oh, give me a break. Yeah, it's because I went to the wrong location. I know better than that.
Greetings. Anratha Adore.
Anratha Adore. Okay, first of all, can we talk about Brother's got a sick looking mall going on here. Get back here. Hold on. I want to look at you. Come here. Get over here. Ah, that is just looking good. Asshole. Stop running away from me. Damn it. He had a really good looking Mog. I liked it. That's something that I be doing on this game a lot as I get really into transmog. You know, building out the coolest looking Mogs I can, piecing together armor types from across different expansions that meld together really well. That's a pretty fun thing in the game you can do that I think is pretty rewarding. I think it's pretty cool.
Day 5. Wards prove effective at deterring the withered, but do nothing for the
Deterring the
cacophony of
withered.
critters and beasts outside. The nights are so loud out here.
Yeah, the Elder Scrolls Online MMO was I don't think that Elder Scrolls should be multiplayer. I think that Oblivion and Skyrim and those games work so well because they are a single player experience, and that is what they need to be. I think those are great games, great single player experiences, all that. I don't think they need to be multiplayer, but that's just me. I didn't like it. I didn't have fun playing it. And I think it's cross-platform too, because I think I played it on console when it first came out years and years ago, and it wasn't for me. But I do like the Elder Scrolls universe. I like, Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff like that. But I don't like it as an MMO. I don't like it as a multiplayer experience. Okay. Now I see what we're doing. Brother. Yeah, like if you had co-op, maybe. Yeah, I would agree with that. I guess massive multiplayer online is what I'm against. But yeah, if you could play it with just like maybe one or two of your friends going around and doing that, I could see where that would be pretty enjoyable. But it would have to be that game, and it would have to play that way. You couldn't have this like you said, multiplayer, like massive on a grand scale type deal. I think it would work much better as maybe like a, at maximum, maybe 4, like you and 3 of your buddies going through and playing the game and experiencing the story, and maybe having, classes built around that. That would probably be okay. But yeah, I didn't really enjoy it as an MMO. What the hell am I supposed to be doing here? Reading notes, and we're activating something else. Okay, here's a note. Here's a friggin' note.
The new subject, number 16, is special. His arcane essence is touched by some mysterious power. I have named him Theron.
Theron. You want to know something that I'm surprised doesn't exist? Is a friggin' MMO in the Harry Potter universe. That is something I'm surprised that they haven't jumped on. Because I already know there's some Potterheads out there that would fucking tear that shit up. I'm not even saying I wouldn't check it out.
Day 16.
I don't know how it would necessarily work and how you would do it. But you can't tell me that there's not a shit ton of people that wouldn't want to go to fucking Hogwarts in an MMO setting and just like go to potions class with people from all over the world. Yeah, a shit ton of people would play that. And look, Hogwarts Legacy was a good game, and they did really, really good with that. And they're only going to get better by making the second one. So I don't know. Maybe they can lay the groundwork with something like that. And maybe do that in the future. But you know what? They probably won't. MMOs are honestly, to be fair, like they're the least popular game type. I'm pretty sure. I think, a lot of people really enjoy your like battleground first person shooter stuff like your war zones or your, battlefields and PUBGs and Fortnites and all that stuff. That's probably, that's still your most played games out there, right? Or they like their good single player experiences like your Soulsborne series and stuff like that, or Elden Ring. That's got like a little bit of co-op. So I don't know. A lot of companies probably aren't going to go in an MMO direction, because they know that the genre is dominated by like 2 or 3 different MMOs, and that's a huge investment that you're trying to dump into something that probably will fail. Yeah, shoots are top. First-person shooters are the top, and it's actually my least favorite game type. I am absolute ass at first-person shooters. I've never been good at them, so I don't play them. But it would just be such a risk for a company to be like, you know what, we want to make an MMO. It's like, why? It's like, it's already dominated. It's a dominated field, dominated mostly by WoW, but also, I guess ESO's probably got a decent player base. Hell, there's a shit ton of people playing old school RuneScape again. But there's already 2 or 3 good MMOs out there that people are playing, and that's pretty much all the people that are going to play MMOs. You're not going to really market a whole lot of people to play an MMO if it functions as an MMO. Like, yeah, a Harry Potter MMO would be fun for a little bit, but I don't see people dedicating the time to play it as an MMO. Like grinding, professions, whatever, however they did it. They might do it, but you're better off with something like Hogwarts Legacy that's a single player experience and stuff like that. Maybe having like a touch of multiplayer involved in it where you and maybe 4 or 5 of your friends can walk around Hogwarts and do shit. But yeah, I don't see it an actual MMO being a good business model. But I could be wrong. It's entirely possible. But I'd still play it. If they brought one out, I'd play it, check it out, give my thoughts on it, but ultimately I don't know how well it would actually work. To be honest with you, this is getting out of hand. Fucking tree. Defiance was a good shooter MMO, but they just didn't keep the support they needed to keep players. Yeah, and that's why a lot of them die off. A lot of them might start out strong, get a decent player base and stuff like that, but they don't. A lot of them try to market themselves as free to play. They become free to play, and they probably don't generate the revenue needed to maintain the servers and to give out consistent updates, because every MMO will have to be seasonal at this point. You couldn't make an MMO and it exists the way that like classic WoW did. That's why retail WoW went seasonal. Because in order for WoW to kind of evolve into a game that people could play season to season and stuff like that, it had to become what it is now. I don't know that you could be successful with a traditional MMO with today's gamers, because they're just different type of gamer today. People are used to more of an instant gratification type thing, right? It goes back to a whole bunch of shit that's going on right now. But I don't think that you could interest most younger gamers to get into an MMO and expect them to grind the way that people did with WoW when it first came out in 2005. But it was such a different and new thing. I mean, the only thing that really existed like that was EverQuest at the time, and that's what people really, really wanted. Oh, did it? I didn't even know there was Defiance. I don't guess I know what that is, because I'm not sure I'm familiar with the TV show.
The Arcane door beneath Thalinar grew
unstable and failed catastrophically.
I may not be familiar with what that
Use
is.
your lodestone to gather energy
Because I don't
from
think
the
I
shattered
never played the
locust
game or anything
so
like
you
that.
understand why.
Where? It would have been cool if they had put these. Here we go. Kind of showed me where these were at. But I guess it's me getting a little too comfortable with the way the game is now.
He asked what I was doing to the withered. Searching for a cure, I replied.
Hell yeah.
He merely grunted and disappeared into the woods.
Quest is frustrating the shit out of me. There's got to be one in here, right? Got to be one in there. It's an off-planet world with sanctuary type places. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I ever played that. I remember when Destiny first came out, and that took the gaming community by storm because that was kind of an MMO. I mean, not really. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. It was a looter shooter, right? But that set a precedent for games that became pretty popular. And now I'm pretty sure that like Destiny's fallen off hard. Like it started, I mean, it was a fucking contender back in the day. I'm pretty sure I bought an Xbox just to play that damn game.
33. Low on arc wine.
And it's fallen off pretty hard. But there was a time when that game was cranking out the numbers. I feel like it's been 12 years ago, but it was cranking. I played the shit out of Destiny when it first came out.
With magic. I have a feeling he will be back.
Ooh. Teleport to the test chamber. The show was filmed at the Great Arch in St. Louis, Missouri. Really? I might check it out just so I have a little more familiarity with what you're talking about, but I might check that out. That's pretty badass though. The Great Arch. That's pretty neat. And it's just called Defiance. That's just straight up what it's called.
Day 50. The sky has turned black. Demons everywhere. And this hunger. This endless hunger.
Do you think we could kill Elfbane?
Subjects released.
Let's see if we can kill Elfbane. I might die, but let's just see if we can do it. Oh no. No, we can't. We cannot kill Elfbane. We can't survive Elfbane's melees. All right, well, we found that out. Oh, did it get canceled after the first season? That's a shame. I do hate that. I hate when you find something that you really dig, but not enough people dig it, and it's not cost effective for the studio to keep making it. So they're just like, well, unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel this. And you're bummed out because you're like, you know what? I really want to see how that shit played out. That's a bummer. It happens. We just got to delete this guy. Spellstone on... Wait, what do you mean? Pardon me? All right, maybe we just got to attack him until something happens. Nailed it. Nailed it. Goodness, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a quick little break here, run to the restroom, refill my drink. Just give me a little bit. I'm gonna take a little break. Here, so I'd take the old robe off. Got the windows open. It's pretty nice day outside. Uh-oh. There we go. Clean that up a little bit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I went and refilled the old water canister. because we got to stay hydrated. Hydration is key here. Have I not died yet? Oh, sure, something was going to come up and get me. Where do I deliver? Where does this go to? Here? Can I just fly there? I wonder. I don't have to walk him. Surely they won't make me walk him there, will they? Surely he can fly on the back of my mount here with me, right? What the shit? I always struggle getting back in this damn place. 3 seasons on Amazon, you say? 3 seasons of Defiance? Well, I've got Amazon Prime, so I can definitely check it out. Oh, it's down below this. That's right. Found it.
One day at a time. The Shalderai. I shall prepare a holding area for the subjects while you are away.
Withered, charmed. Oh yeah, I remember this. Vaguely. I vaguely remember doing this. What are we at 76 right now? I say what? We keep the stream going until we get to 100% of the infinite power that we require. We're at 76% right now. So I think we can definitely get it here pretty shortly. What we need to do is I need to scrap out some of this stuff before I start opening chests, because I don't want to have too much stuff in my bags if I can avoid it. If I can avoid it. Oh my goodness. Didn't realize how thirsty I'd gotten. Okay. Let's see here. Let's open up some of our chests here. We got 14 of them. All right, hell yeah. See that? It might take it a while to catch up. We can get 2 more pieces of gear here. Hopefully at 591 item level, maybe. 594. What? Uh-oh. Get out of town. Okay, and I think these here, we can go ahead and... Oh, I don't need to do it again. It's right here. It's still here. Oh, we got 1,000. Appreciate you, big dog. Thank you. I was wondering who was spamming hearts over there at me. Showing me all kinds of love this morning. I appreciate it. Almost. All right. Where are all these damn withered I'm supposed to be charming now? Are they down below us? They're probably down below us. You like talking MMOs? I like talking MMOs with you. Here we go. Here's the wizards that they want charmed, huh? Nailed it. You know what? I think it would be easier if we just move that bad boy right there. Here we go. A lot easier for me to see. There's a few more over here. Okay, I think we found a couple more. Oh, I don't even think I needed to charm that one. What fucking test chamber are they talking about? I don't even know where the hell he's at. I fucking left wherever he was at and I got lost. We must lock down the facility. Oculith. I must have left him wherever he was at and I don't know where the hell to go. Okay. I might have to look that one up because I definitely made a mistake there. I think he was... Yeah. No. It would be here in Suramar, wherever the hell he went. Wait. No, it's not that one either. You know what? That's why we have the internet. We'll look it up. We'll look it up. Okay, so I kind of see where I can see the general area where I need to be. Okay, let's see here. Brother did not just do that. All right. According to this, he should be located in a general this region over here somewhere. Surely we can get over there and then maybe something will look familiar. All right, this is feeling familiar. This is where he caught me in a fucking portal. Wait. I knew I'd find it. That's all you have to do is perseverance mostly.
Here we are.
The test chamber.
Sanctuary. Intruders? How did they get this good? If we overcharge enough coils, the entire system will fail safe into a lockdown.
Will it? Will it though?
Scum like you should obey your betters.
I don't think anybody can see me because I'm like fucking invisible. Yeah, they can't even see me. Well, they saw him. Damn it.
Face it, old man.
Oculus, you couldn't fucking hang back. You couldn't hang back a second? You had to just piss him off? This is unacceptable.
What if that space is already
And damage starts ramping. It gets...
My warp field is not working.
Oh, shit.
Where have you taken us?
To be honest with you, I don't really know.
No, this place, it must bend to my will.
Is she dead yet? What the hell are we doing? She's not taking any more damage. She's dead. She's just locked in an RP bullshit.
She was a terrible student.
Locked in some RP bullshit. Locked in it.
Have you made a discovery? I haven't much left. I will get us as close as I can. Come close.
Oh, Hodor. Quit hollering. Jesus.
Anar Amenos. May your path be clear.
All right. Well, he's just not going to quit doing that. He's just going to keep shouting, I think. I'm buff as shit. For a guy that's all bone. Straight sprinting with this dude on my back.
He is withering. Be careful who you trust.
Hey, man. Appreciate the follow. Thank you.
The Nightwell calls to you. The Shelderai will be redeemed.
Okay. Oh, we need to drop him.
Our isolation has ended. Admirata Adore. Be careful who you trust.
Ancient mana.
Why, hello.
How much do I have?
Test. Observe. Repeat. No.
There we go.
It is you. Thank you, Outlander. May your path be clear.
Shit, yeah.
Oculus, can you restore the teleporters in this chamber?
Survey percentage. Runes of Alunith. It's right above us, right? Yeah, I think I remember that. Right above us.
I should mention, the survey may reveal a few telespatial anomalies. Maybe a warp time ripple or two.
Oh, I can move while I'm doing this? Dope. What happened? We just stand in one place, maybe? Oh, gosh. Oh, crap. Excuse me. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Oh, come on. How many are going to pop up here? This is getting a little ridiculous. I gotta close a portal or some shit. Okay, well, that was trash. Turns out you gotta click the little portal that they keep fucking spawning in. Didn't know that. Did not know that. But now we do. Getting there. Shit. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. G-Wagon, G-Wagon. %65. Almost. Almost. Oh shit. I'm just gonna keep doing it and see what happens. Hopefully this guy doesn't get frustrated with me. We gotta close the little portal here, or else they'll keep spawning. Come on, here we go. 94, 95, 96. Shit. Hold on. We're about to be done with it. We've been here too long already. Hell yeah. Now we'll help kill this thing. I don't know who that is. Getting all these damn phone calls.
Two-way connection established. Use it freely. The distance is short, so it requires very little power. Now we can begin to restore the ancient network. If you find any of my old beacons out there, be sure to activate them.
Any of the old beacons, he says. Hmm.
You there, Outlander.
Yep.
Be a dear and step on that other switch, will you? There we are. Open at last. Well, I will be killing you now. Any last words? Ah, I recognize that symbol. So Thalyssera has recruited an Outlander to our cause.
A little rude.
Are we truly
She was gonna kill me. I totally just helped her out.
Very well. I am Voltois.
Yeah, well, I don't really like you, Voltois.
Out here so far from the night.
Not a big fan.
We must settle for
Bad first impression. Really bad first impression.
It seems Thalyssera and I have the same idea. The old ley line feeds might keep us alive, if barely. We just have to wake them up. Elisande was wrong to doubt our magic. This coil projects a high potency current. You will find a low potency coil at the far end of the facility. Both currents feed into the central chamber. Use the coils and switches to direct the currents and power all 4 seals in the central chamber.
Okay.
The currents are aligned. Now engage the seal.
Wait, what? Hold on.
The currents are aligned. Now engage the seal.
Well, that was pretty easy.
Fine work. 3 more to go.
Okay. All right, so this only goes back and forth to that way, it looks like. What the shit? Oh boy. Maybe we needed to go shoot this way. Brother, are you shitting me right now? Okay. That's 1. And I'm voting that this is probably going to shoot this over there. All right, so we need to redirect this line. Yeah. Well, shit. That one's already been done. All right, so that's how you do that one. That's 1. Shit. All right, well, hold on. They both have to change. They both have to change. Shit.
It is done. The station is back online.
Hell yeah.
to Shalaran.
Shalaran, baby. Shalarano. Shalarani. Shaladosha.
Power is out there. We need only reach for it. You're dismissed. I will make my own way to Shalaran.
Rude.
Aran Arcana. Because Elisra lives? Come, let us talk in private.
Well, hold on. I want to help kill this dude. So I don't know if he's considered a rare. If it's just like a quest I'm going to have to do again later, but I'm here, so I feel compelled to help. Fuck yeah. Let's go down the hill to talk.
By my blade, I will protect Suramar. We shall use the garden entrance.
I like it. Should I maybe be off the undead horse with green flame feet?
Simply don the mask, and a magical costume will envelop your body.
No shit.
It should be enough to fool the other guests, but stay clear of the
Are you fucking kidding me?
I will find Lilith. You stay out of trouble.
Do the best I can. Look at this.
Just enjoy the party.
Look at this.
You know, mingle.
Boy, look at me. I'm fucking shitting and getting it. This conversation's okay. That's fucking rude. Hey, what's up? Well, yeah. It's a little strange to go up and start just fucking winking at somebody. They'll think you're stroking out.
An illusion?
Nope.
What are you hiding?
Nothing. Nothing.
You wish to speak?
Okay.
An illusion? What are you hiding?
Wish everybody would quit asking me that. Makes me feel so nervous. I don't know why I feel like compelled to whisper because I'm doing a stealth mission.
Tenu Bala.
It's like I don't want to be too loud. I don't want them to suspect me. Was there another person that talked to up here? No, I thought I talked to everybody up here. Oh, this guy. Have a beverage. Chill. You know what I mean? Hey man, there's a beverage here. I have to admit, I do look very suspicious just fucking sprinting around this place.
What do you wish of me?
Does she?
Greetings.
Scandalous. How hardly. Hardly would say that it's scandalous. Where's the last person? This one right here? The bird person?
Sephiros Maldin.
You're gonna tell me homie right there didn't hear the shit we was talking about?
Who goes there?
Fucking like a pissed off linebacker running around here.
This is not up for debate, Anaris.
Okay.
You are either with us or against us.
I think I'm with you guys.
Choose wisely.
I will hear no more of your scheming. You endanger everything our father worked for!
Dear child.
Oh boy.
Do you not realize what he died for? Our father's memorial is just around the corner. I'm sure you will find Anaris nearby.
Shit, yeah.
Get away from there!
Wait, I'm just checking it out.
Come to help Lila destroy our family! Be
Hold on. Fuck. Bitch, your brother's attacking me. This is getting out of hand. Fucking gonna... Oh, God. Oh, he's a tough motherfucker, too. Not tough enough.
Who are you? She wants to preach her traitorous ideals to me.
Alright, guys, stop melting his face off. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I can't make him stop. If you just get a little bit further away from him, they'll probably stop trying to melt your face off. With void magics.
Ananora.
This is awkward.
Someone will notice I am missing. They will come looking for me.
True. You will have to make an appearance. Greetings.
Oh shit. Now she's gonna turn me into her brother. Oh boy.
Spit it out. What?
Good day. Glory to the Shalderai.
Ooh. Bish, I look just like you. Type. Oh, the way they run's fucking awesome. The big boys running that fast is funny. I'm totally allowed to mount in here, right? It doesn't take Masquerade away. God.
My doors are always open.
You realize there's a battle going on like right in front of you, right?
Oh, I see. Please excuse me. I must address this immediately.
Interesting. Oh shit. Okay.
And bring the Outlander with you. Aran Arcana.
If you insist. Shalasan.
She don't fucking like me, dog.
Farewell.
And Vautois. You would be wise not to turn your nose up at the outsiders. None of us would be here without their help.
100%. 100%.
First Arcanist.
Bish.
Come, we can examine the feed from down here.
Can we? Oh, shit.
Do you have much experience with line energy? I should think not.
All right, guys. That is going to be enough for me today, I think. Got some stuff I got to do. Everybody that hang out with me, though, everybody's been hanging out with me this morning. I really appreciate you. Shiny, thank you so much. Enjoyed talking about MMOs with you. Everybody over in the chat that was hanging out this morning, Brother Brent, everybody. Joe Fee, appreciate you hanging out, brother. Yeah, it was a good morning. It was a really good morning. Had a lot of good conversations about the future of WoW. Thought that was tons of fun. And yeah, it was a good morning. Good stream. Good morning. Glad everybody came by, hung out. We'll do it again. Hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. Hope you all have a good weekend. So enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Don't do anything too crazy, okay? And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.
Still lying dormant. Restore.